I want you and that young man to tie that knot. I'm gonna pray for you. And I want you to hold on to God's unchanging hand, because he helped Joshua fight the battle of Jericho. Yes.
It's the old
He helped Daniel get out the lion's den. He helped Gilligan get off the island.
Let me get straight to the business. Yeah. Got them lions in the building. Yeah. Why you lying to the children? Yeah. Why you lying to the children? Yeah. RIGHTEOUS. Man, you know I've been to bed. Man, they know contest. Yahuwah, he do the bled. We will not see you tomorrow. Cause you cannot go to thought. All the sons and all the daughters. Standing hard with big daughters. But my son, he made me Taurus. On that line, I'm still a Taurus. Karate kicking Chuck Norris, 4-5 on my waist. If he started, will not hesitate to get retarded. Oh lordy, he ain't got a PowerPoint, he farted. He running to the hills like a Philistine. Jihad hitting Hamites with the guillotine. Situation turned up with the Ratchet team. JJ 7000 to the bait league. I know them haters gon' hate me, but he won't debate me. Pistol off safety. He respond, come wake me. If I don't get up, nigga shake me. If he don't show up, then he fake G. I touch down and make these nigga nuts hate me. Dear brother. Ballin' and crawling all the way from H-Time. Let me get straight to the business. Man, them lions in the building. Why you lying to them children? Why you lying to them children? You gon' cry, you gon' get it. Me, I'm like a frog, nigga, ribbit. Of course, it's in the spirit. I just got the Porsche, she can steer it. Michael got the raw, Shaq and Willie. Lamborghini doors, you better not spill it. Mama's high, say I'm more than just a villain. Mama's cry, I'm dope and wide for her children. Suicide, immortalized as the realest, yeah. Death by cut, black suicide. Let me get straight to the business. Got them lions in the building. Why you lying to them children? Yeah. Why you lying to them children? Yeah. RIGHTEOUS. Man, you know I've been there. Yeah. Man, they know contest. Yeah. Yahuwah, he get it. Wow, what's that? LionsDen take it over. Number one debate league, you heard me? When it's up, it's stuck. I'm stepping on everything, nigga.
Yeah.
Forwardly, of course.
LionsDen, the number one debate is up, stuck. You understand me? Welcome to the LionsDen. Welcome to the den. Y'all see the title of this situation. We about to go in. Daniel Haru addresses slanderous, false nonsense of brother Consul. And he wrote this out. Now, I'm not saying this myself, against his brother, Jabari Osaze, his teacher. You see what I'm saying? So we about to get some things straightened out. But before we do that, you know I got to introduce the queen of the den, Sister Karima. Go ahead.
Hey, everybody. Please hit the like. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Please hit the like if you like the video. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Tell a friend. LionsDen going in.
That's right. And also, man, we got one of the trusted judges in the LionsDen, DOA True. I know you just witnessed a despicable taste of a judgment on some other platform they call the Ultimate Debate League. Man, go ahead and touch on that for a second, just like 3 seconds. Go ahead.
Shalom. Yeah, man, that was a horrible display. I don't even want to say nothing about it, but I would say that ain't happening here, so let that be.
Right. But Terry tomorrow's gonna come on here and he's gonna show you the whole appeal process and what happened, and you know it was horrible.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Hold on. Just as you know nothing about Isaiah 53, brother. You wasn't even at the debate. You didn't watch it. I don't even know why you was there. But that's for another time and another place. Now let's go ahead and introduce one of the brothers that's been in the Lions Den when we first formed the back chats. I'm talking about no other than Daniel Haru, the Kemet atheist. Go ahead, Aki.
What's up? What's up? What's up, family? Peace, peace. And let me also give greetings to Sister Karima and JJ 7000, the Lions Den, standing strong, doing your thing with the debate league. Y'all keep it up. And peace to the other brothers on the channel. I think it's my first time ever meeting you. I heard about the things that's going on with Black Jesus Minister, and I'm shocked as well. I'm truly shocked. But I know Karima and JJ, y'all gonna do what y'all always do.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. That's right.
And real quick, just so everybody know, one more time, the Ultimate Debate League has nothing to do with the Lions Den. The Lions Den sponsors the Universal Debate Leagues. Two different things. Universal is way bigger than the Ultimate. All right, now let's get into what we got to get into today, man, because this has been a bird. This has been on this man's chest for a while. Now, we got my brother Consul. He's peeking around out there in the audience. You done said some things. And it pissed off a couple of old Jabari Osaze students. They here to set the record straight. Go ahead, Daniel. Get into
Definitely. So, I've been sitting back, and everyone who knows me, and I don't even get into a lot of this stuff.
And you're a little low, family. You're a little low.
I've been listening and sitting back and following it for some time now, and I've been listening to Brother Khonsu and his.
1,000 pardons, Brother Dan. I think you're a little low, man.
Okay, let me turn it up. Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, turn it up a little. Turn up.
All right. So, I've been watching. I've been listening to this thing, the situation going on with Brother Khonsu and Jabari, and I've been listening and I've been watching and I've been hearing on the back chats, and some of it's funny. I gotta admit, JJ, you had me rolling when you was like, "Say it. What did you do? What can I get?" It was funny. There's a comical element to it. And I understand how brothers go in on brothers and go, for information, and how they have disagreements of information. But this went way past information. It went to a personal attack, although he said it's not, it wasn't. It got into slander, defamation of character, and with no real receipts. None. A lot of the things that he said just wasn't true. And so one of the things, and I'm gonna, you know what? I'm not, because I don't really like even doing PowerPoints, but I'm gonna tell you some things that he said. And JJ, I'm gonna, if you can share my screen, because I want to share it.
All right, Sister Kareem, share the screen as soon as you get it going.
Let me see if I can. Wait a minute.
So you came with a PowerPoint for this, huh?
Entire screen. Yeah. Let me share this screen.
Everybody hit like, share, and subscribe. All right, we're going to fact check.
Right. So we're going to fact checks, right? So I'm only dealing with what the brother Khonsu said. I don't know Brother Khonsu, so I am not going to give any judgment of his character outside of what he said. As I told you, I think the brother's very articulate. I think he talks very well. He has some knowledge. So I have nothing outside of what he said. So we're going to fact check, right? So we're going to play some things that he was talking about. There's a couple things, right? We're going to deal with him talking about the Kemetic shrine. Jabari's a fake priest. And that we're going to talk about his classes and the classes outside, which was a 3 millennium history class that Jabari did, right? So let me do this right here. Let's get a little bit more.
I don't think we can hear you, fam.
You can't hear me?
We don't hear anything. Was you trying to play a video?
Yeah, you can't hear it?
No.
You can hear it all? Okay, hold on, let me see something. Yeah. Let me see something. Hold on. So basically, I'm gonna go back to the video that it was Brother Khonsu and you, Apostle. And you can't hear, so I'm just gonna say what happened, right? So you got on, the whole panel was about what happened. It was, I believe it was like one of the very first decisions that Black Jesus Minister had did. That he had, oh, here it is, go right here, let me go. I'll just play it from right here. Right here. Okay, can you hear that?
No.
You can't hear that either?
When you shared it, did you push the button?
Did you do the audio button when you shared it?
Yeah.
Yeah, go out. Then
let me do this.
Share,
okay,
push the audio button before you share.
Let me go here. Here. Turn the screen. Oh, there we go. Share audio. You're right. There it is right there. All right. Okay.
So I'm not 100% sure what was happening, and some of the things I heard kind of shocked myself. So I can't speak.
Wait, stop right there.
No.
Wait, hold on. No, I gotta go back.
Yeah, we know you don't know what's
during
happening.
their discussion.
Okay, here we go. Right. So now on here.
Now I've been
sorry,
married to Jabari and Christina. It was Jabari and Sod.
What you say?
No, you good. Go ahead, family.
Okay, hold on. I gotta back it up a little bit. Hold on.
That was going.
What is this? What did it say, y'all? I can't see that. I can't read. Let me see. I should have left him where he was at, bro. LionsDen been running the debate for years. And then you go on.
Greetings,
Okay,
Apostle. Greetings, Jay.
Okay, so like I said, what was going on was y'all was talking about what was going on with Black Jesus Minister and the debate league. That's what y'all was talking about. Apostle was joining in and he was giving his commentary. It was supposed to have been about the Ultimate Debate League and the things that Black Jesus Minister was doing that was detrimental to what y'all had going on. That's what it was about.
Right. He's still clowning over
right. Confrontation comes in with something totally unrelated, injects it and say, well, we're dealing with all frauds, fakes, and this, that, which I don't know how that has to do with what y'all got going. But listen to this.
Greetings to Sister Karima. Greetings to the other brother. And I want to add on to this because we ain't up here slandering nobody. We ain't up here making lies about nobody.
No, we setting the record straight.
We setting the record straight out, and we have listen. We on me, Apostle. This ain't got nothing to do with religion. Right now, we talking about corrupt motherfuckers. Excuse my language.
Okay, so we're not slandering, and we're talking about corrupt people. Now, we have to pay attention to the words that he's using, terms that he's using, what they mean. And we're going to go over these terms because they have weight to what he's saying, especially when you start talking about somebody's character.
I'm sorry. Corrupt people behind the scene. This right here, guys, is a direct super chat, right? Brother Jabari and Slanderous was going live, right? I paid $9.99 for a super chat just to get my message showed, right, on Slanderous channel through a super chat. The super chat said, and it was Jabari debating Christina. It was that same. It wasn't a debate. It was the preliminary to Jabari and Christina.
I'm sure she got worse. I'm sorry, but she's trash as a debater. Garbage. I seen it.
Well, check it out. Check it out. So during their discussion, now I've been exposing fallacies in Jabari's priesthood called the Shrine of Ma'at, which I stand to claim right now, right here, and will face anybody who disagrees that shrine, that priesthood of Jabari is a fraud priesthood and a fraud comedic shrine. And the Jabari is a fraud and he's a charlatan. And it's a lot more to that, right? But here's the proof, though, brother. Here's the proof. When Jabari and Christina.
Here's the proof. Now, he said he was a fraud. He said he was a charlatan. He said he was a few things. But here's the proof.
Christina had the preliminary. I paid $9.99 just to get my comment showed on Slanderous channel.
Hotel Hustler.
Hotel Hustler. Jabari is the #1 Hotel Hustler.
Speak on it.
And my comment says, and nothing disrespectful. Watch. It says, it's amazing how Jabari will debate / have a discussion with any Tom, Dick, or Harry, or in this case, Christina, yet continue to run from the brother Consul debate. I paid $9.99 to get that message, and guess what Sonetta did? Instead of showing mine, he put me in timeout. He robbed me for $9.99. All he had to do was show. Why are you hiding comments? Are you protecting Jabari because y'all have some kind of fraudulent scam money scheme and you want to hide all the? I paid you $9. So technically, Sonetta, you owe me $9.99.
Bro, he owed the community more than that.
Okay, so he said that he had proof. He said Jabari was a fraud. He was a charlatan. He was all these things. Now, before I go into, where's the proof? Where did he show Jabari was any of those things? He didn't present it, didn't say how he was. He said that Sonetta owed him $9.99 for a super chat that him and Christina, Jabari and Christina was having a preliminary. And Sonetta didn't show it. So then he even said, Sonetta, you robbed me. But then he says, do you and Jabari got some type of money scheme? What proof do you have that him and Jabari that Jabari has anything to do with that? And what evidence do you have that Sonetta even has to show a donation from a super chat? None. But yet he continues to talk about Jabari. So on here, he says it's a scam, right? So we're gonna go over these. Hopefully y'all can see it. Okay. Scam. To deceive and defraud someone. The law firm, and then it says the law firm, they got the lucrative job of defending the corporate head of savings and loans that had scammed another 1,000 or so people out of their savings to obtain something such as money by a scam. Hasn't proved that Jabari has done anything that was a scam. Hasn't proved that Jabari deceived anybody. He's defrauded anyone. Okay. He goes in and okay. He says, we'll bring it back up. He says Jabari is a charlatan. He said that Jabari is a charlatan. So we got two, right? A charlatan is a person practicing quackery or similar contradictory tricks in order to obtain money, power, fame, or other advantages through pretense or deception. He hasn't proven that at all. And then on here we have another fraud. One making usually showingly presence of knowledge or ability He hasn't shown that Jabari is pretending or showing that he has knowledge that he does not have. He hasn't showed that Jabari used any tricks or quirkery or any similar contradictory in order to obtain money or fame or advantages or deception. He hasn't shown this. And throughout the thing, you will never hear him show it. You'll hear him say it, and he continually make these accusations against Jabari, but he won't do it, right? And y'all can see all my sources are put up. You can see them as well. We're talking about fraud. Okay, fraud is an activity that relies on deception in order to deceive or gain. Fraud becomes a crime when it is knowingly representative of the truth or concealment of a material fact to induce another to act to his or her detriment, right? Now, It's a criminal act. And as long as Jabari has been doing this, you have not heard him say one time that Jabari was brought up on a charge or an allegation. And we know this community, when you being brought up on a charge or allegation, somebody's saying something. It doesn't stay quiet. But he hasn't showed or hasn't presented anything that would show Jabari was a fraud at all. Okay. And then he claimed fraudulent. So we'll go again. Fraudulent. Obtain, do by, or involve deception, especially criminal deception. It says unjustifiable claim or being credited with a particular accomplishment or qualities. So I would like to, I haven't seen any of this, but he said he was going to present it, and throughout this discussion, we'll explore that more. Only thing he has been doing is been slandered. That's it, unjustly. And I'm going to say why toward the end. Okay. He said he was going to present evidence. What is evidence? And we're just going over these terms because this is what he keeps saying. I'm going to show you evidence. And maybe y'all can't see it, but we're going to go right here. So evidence. Anybody of fact. Anybody of fact. I know Cube like that. Or information indicating whether a belief or a proposition is true or valid. We go down here. I got multiple just in case somebody says, well, where you get that definition from? Okay. When we start talking about evidence, one who bears witness. Where is the person bearing witness to your claims that he's a fraud, that he's a scammer, he's a hotep hustler? One who voluntarily confessed a crime or testify, we know that's not him, right? Something legally submitted to a tribune to assertion of truth of a matter, right? Don't have that either. We don't have any of this. Any of the things that he said that Jabari is using to claim does not fit Jabari. And then he says Jabari is a fake priest. So we all know that Jabari is the chief priest of the Shrine of Ma'at, right? And this is coming from World History Encyclopedia. And it talks about the ancient Egyptians understood the gods prevail over the forces of chaos through certain creation of the world relied upon humanity to help maintain it. But we know the behavior was directed. This is for Jabari. He's the Shrine of Ma'at. This behavior was directed by the central core value of Ma'at, harmony and balance, which is sustained by an underlying force called Heka. So we know that Jabari, as a Kemetic priest, he practiced certain certain spiritual traditions. He holds certain ceremonies for his deity, which is Ma'at and all the ancestors. So we got what he said Jabari was. We just saw on that video, he didn't show anything about Jabari being a fraud or fake. He did say Sinetta didn't play his chat, but he couldn't even prove Sinetta was a fraud or fake or a scandal just based on the $9.99. Still didn't prove anything, right? So he's going at Jabari as a scam. So he's a fake priest, right? So we're going to say, this is Jabari Osaze, Rujin Ma'at Atanra. Okay? One of the things that you're going to see is that they say earlier it was him and Apostle. We're going to go through. He said he studied Egypt for nearly 30 years, focusing primarily on areas of philosophy, esoteric symbols, and sacred science. In I want y'all to remember these numbers, because these numbers are going to be important a little bit later. In 1998, he was initiated into the Kemetic order of the Shrine Ptah, right? And we know that's by Chief Priestess Baba. 2005, he was initiated in order of the Sacred Kingsman and received his coordination name of Heru Djinn Ma'at Atanra. In 2010, he became a co-founder as the chief priest of the Shrine of Ma'at. He's co-founder with his wife, which is Dr. Nika Daniels Osaze. has a master's degree in divinity from the University of Metaphysical Science, and recently was installed as a chief in the village of Mori in the central region of Ghana, West Africa. So that is his qualifications. That is his resume as a priest. But he says it's not but he don't have it. It's a fake shrine, right? A shrine, a case, a box, or a receptacle, a place which devotion is paid to a saint or deity. Is the shrine of Ma'at. I don't care if it was in a closet. I don't care if it was in a corner, in a cubicle. Is the shrine of Ma'at a place of devotion for a saint or a deity? The answer to that is yes. We all know this. So I don't understand how it can be fake. It's not like he had a shrine to Goku or, some other, mystical character that we might say as a cartoon that was totally made up and he was just playing around. That's not the case. It's not true. Okay. Now in here, I'm going to go back up and you'll hear this later. He started talking about the shrine of Ma'at. He says that that Jabari got this thing and y'all had made fun of it. It was very funny. It was entertaining. But he said that this introduction to the Kemetic mystery was a 14-week spiritual initiation. Brother Khonsu said basically what Jabari is telling you, and I'm going to play it later. Some of my slides will be out of order, but he said that basically what Jabari is saying is that he can make you a Kemetic priest in 14 weeks. That's what he said. He said that he can make you an Egyptian priest in 14 weeks. And then he talked about the price of it. And he says, yeah, it's about the pandemic. That was funny, right? But right here it says, Shrine of Ma'at will receive 42 initiates for its introductory spiritual training. Initiation beginning in February 2012. Sessions are held live. He has a problem with online courses. We'll get to that as well. Online initiates must participate in a Skype interview to determine eligibility. It tells you what the 14 weeks will focus on. Now, tell me, where does it say that Jabari has implied that you will become a priest in 14 weeks? A Kemetic priest, a priest of any sort, where does it say this? It clearly says Introduction to Kemet, and it's an initiation class in which he said. Now, the issue with this is that he knows this, right? He's being totally dishonest with it. Why is he being dishonest with it? Because it shows the fit right here. It shows right here on his, Jabari's initiation class is a 3-year course. Move this over. It's a 3-year course, 3-year program, once per week. So how is it? And this is coming from his screenshot. This is from Brother Khonsu's screenshot that he was showing. So how all of a sudden now, he gets on the LionsDen. He gets on the LionsDen and then say, oh, basically what Jabari is saying is that you can become a priest in 14 weeks. He lied. There's no other say. It was a lie. He lied. Where does it also say, because you'll hear it again, he said, Jabari said, basically what you can do is you can cash out me, you can give me 3 now and 3 later, in 14 weeks, you go be an Egyptian priest. Those are his words. Nowhere in here does it imply that. Nowhere in there does it say that. Nowhere. So, the accusations.
It clearly says 14-week spiritual initiation. 14-week spiritual initiation. Right there. Can you read, or are you intentionally misleading the people? It says 14-week initiation.
You said
it says your initiation.
Okay, hold up. Hold up, y'all. When he get done with his presentation, Consul, y'all be able to.
All right, I'm gonna bust him up real easy because Jabari ain't even here.
Because now he's changing his words. Clearly, it says 14-week initiation. Of course, it says, but that is for initiates. What's an initiate? Initiate is somebody who's becoming a member. You said it. Basically, what he's saying is you can become a priest in 14 weeks. Those are your words. So bust your own self up.
Always Black Jesus want to have his way. So I let him have his way on that idea, but I'm glad I didn't, because you didn't taint the name of the LionsDen Universal Debate League. That glad you played that part. Will always be tainted.
We take this right here. So here's what he said right here. See, it was a hustler. Khonsu paid 99 for Slanderous super chat. Khonsu posted the comment calling out Jabari. Slanderous didn't play it. Accusations being that Jabari and Slanderous got some type of scheme. Never showed it. Never showed it. And once again, he's talking about, he can still talk about, oh, I'm gonna bust you. It says clear, it says 14 weeks, but you didn't show that he said that. You didn't show anything. So let's continue on here. Right? Wait, hold on, where we at? Let me see if I can find my
Let's get it in for a minute, see what he got to say about this situation. Now, this is not a debate, GTS Media. We just
$9.99.
Okay.
Bro, he owe the community more than that. With him and the power rob the community.
Cash at me 6. Okay. But look, here's the thing. I'm training, which that will take a long.
Yeah. Peace to the panel. I just want to chime in a little bit. Our different belief.
Hey, JJ.
In what we felt was in some.
Absolutely, I'm gonna be able to speak after him. Get this out of the way real quick, right? Okay. All right, go ahead. Now, if the people notice, Brother JJ, Sister Karima, everybody on the LionsDen panel, notice this is the same website from Brother, because what we're doing is here, we're also banging on these frauds. And let me tell you something. I'm Brother Consul. I am not a holy man. I am not a damn leader of an organization. I ain't no wannabe leader of an organization. I ain't no wannabe prophet, wannabe Kemetic priest, want to be anything. I am a humble student of the Most High. I'm a humble servant of Ifa. I'm a humble servant of Kemet. I'm a humble servant of Ma'at. I'm a humble servant of Tahuti. I'm a humble servant of the African traditions. I am training because now I have. That's right. I'm training, which that will take a long time. But you won't ever hear Brother Consul saying he's this or he's that or whatever, with blah, blah, blah. Give me this money and I can teach you this in a 14-week online class. And here's the point. We exposed this clown Jabari a long time ago. He was charging a lot more. If I ain't mistaken, he was charging $1,200, $1,300. And we go back and show this shit on the LionsDen where we came on here. He'll drop the price a little bit. He only charging $600. Now, I guess it was because the debt ceiling or the interest rates raised, and so he and he had to drop the price.
No.
But I'm telling you, right here, right now, listen, I'm gonna now go back.
In the midst of COVID, people losing their jobs, businesses closing.
Vicious.
It was a joke. It was a joke, Apostle.
But here's the thing. We showed, and I will show and continue to show, that Brother Jabari is claiming to be a priest and is not prove he's a priest. He's claiming to be a hymn netter tepi, which me and Brother JJ 7000 broke down in the hieroglyphics. Hymn netter tepi literally translates as, and not from, and people try to say, every time you try to translate, you using violence, but using Champollion. No. Nowadays, we have African translations, Bantu translations. Him Netter Tepi literally translates as husband or caretaker, chief husband or caretaker of the deities or the gods. So a real priest, his
What God is he
his
taking
life
care
purpose.
of? You don't believe in him.
Yeah, a real priest purpose is not to be the shining light on Slanderous show. A real priest purpose is to serve the deities or deity, whether they polytheistic or monotheistic. Nevertheless, what we proved is that Brother Jabari is not he's not qualified to initiate anyone, number one. Right. Number two, he's charging, and he dropped the price drastically right now. So you can get in. Listen, you can get in right now for $600.
Can you blow that up so we can see it?
I'm gonna blow it up. Let me blow it up right now. Hold on.
This is the restitution. Registration is now. Introduction to the Kemetic mystery system, y'all.
And it was a lot more than it was like double or maybe more than this the last time we spoke on this, JJ. So he's moving with the, the pandemic, the debt ceiling, interest rate hikes, and the recession that they talking about. It's going to be a recession. It's already a recession in Europe.
Nah, he got exposed, so he lowered the price.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He's saying that in 14 weeks on a computer.
What?
Long distance.
What can I be?
For $600.
How much?
You can be a priest of Kemet.
Now, I'm going to keep playing it. So where did I lie at? What part did I lie on? What part?
JJ. Cash at me 6. Listen, you could cash at me 3 now and 3 later.
It takes 40
and
years.
in 14 weeks, you're going to be an Egyptian priest.
Once again, where did I lie at? What did I say that was untrue? Cash out me 3 now, 3 later, you can become an Egyptian priest. For 14 weeks, you go become an Egyptian priest. What part did I lie? Of course, the thing says introduction to the mystery system, but nowhere on there does it say you go be a priest. Clearly, it shows that the initiation, which I showed earlier, says that it's a 3-year process to do it. Keep going.
Wow.
That's what Jabari's saying here.
That's what Jabari is saying here. Those aren't my words. Those are his words. I'm only here to address what you said, nothing else. I'm not slandering you. I'm not saying anything that's not true or things that's not true, but that you said.
But it takes 40 years, right? To even
most of the text, most of the context, most of the commentary from people who visited Egypt and have said that it takes at least 30 to 40 years to become a high priest, which
high priest.
But he claims he is a Himnetetepi. That's a high priest.
Well, he has to retire.
That's just like a Babalao. A Babalao in the Yoruba tradition is a high priest.
Right.
And Babalaos have started training between some of them 3 years old, 5 years old, 10 years old. And it takes them years to call himself a high priest.
Wouldn't a high priest know how to at least understand them symbols?
And he doesn't, and he's admitted that. He's admitted that his wife is better than reading the glyphs than him.
So who right now?
Okay, so he said that, and I gave it to him, and when I said it, I spoke to you. He said most of the commentary says that it takes 30 to 40 years to become a high priest. Most commentary says this. Not all commentary says this, because it doesn't take 40 years for every person that became a high priest to become a high priest. He said that Jabari even said that he doesn't know, admitted it, but then turned around and said, well, Jabari said his wife knows it better than he does, which means he knows it. His wife just knows it better than he does. And not every priest has the same efficiency in reading symbols. There's actually a priesthood that actually deals directly with that, but not every priest does. So that's what I'm addressing, right? He said that Jabari was a hustler, right? An enterprising person determined to succeed. I hope everyone is. Slang, a person employs fraudulent or unscrupulous methods to obtain money. Now, this is the definition that I'm going with based on the terms that he already previously used. We'll get into the priesthood. And as far as did it take 40 years?
Okay, can I respond to that, please?
No,
Lord, you've been going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. I ain't here to talk to you. I'm here to say it. And if you want to talk to me at the end, you can, brother. It's good.
Okay, let me respond, but I don't have a lot of time. I just want to respond.
Can I do that? Go ahead.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate that. First of all, can I say, can you put yourself on camera? Because I don't know who you are. Can I see your face?
Oh.
I want to know who you're talking to because I've already debunked a few of Jabari's fake cult shrine members, but I just want to know who you are.
So are you saying
what you look like? Can you cam up? Can you go on cam?
No problem. No problem. JJ knew who I am. JJ see me all the time talking.
No. I ain't talking about JJ.
No.
Okay, that's all I wanted. That's it.
I want to ask you a question.
I have to run to the store real quick, Kareem. Hold it down.
No, that's cool. That's all. I just wanted to see his face.
That's cool. Are you saying that I'm a shrine cult member?
I have no idea. I said, hold. Let me respond. Brother.
Yes.
Thank you for camming up. I appreciate that. That shows dignity and honor. I appreciate that. Now, first of all, let me say this. Your name says the comedic atheist. And man. There's no such thing as comedic atheist, but that's neither here nor there. Anywho, I have put out an extensive body of work. If you look at my sister Kareem, if you could put me on where you could just show me. Sister Karima is running it. Hold on, brother. Hold on 1 second. To where you can see. I can show my screen either way, but I've already put out an extensive body of work. Mm-hmm. Explain this, and what you're doing, you're skipping through parts of the video, and you're going to small points like definition of proof, definition of hustler, definition of priest. We don't need that, brother. That we don't need to know. We already know that. But let me just say this real quick. I'm gonna show my screen whenever I'm permitted to. But hold on. 1 second, but just 1 second. 1 second. You're sitting up here defending somebody, right? That I've already been live with on Slanderous TV. I've already been live with on LionsDen. And he has refused to debate me. He said that I'm not qualified to debate him, yet he will go on Slanderous and battle and debate Christian women and Christians, Black Jesus minister, and all kind of people that I know for a fact I'm 10 times smarter than and more qualified than. And so he will duck and dodge for me. You're representing and sitting here and standing for a person who is a coward and afraid to stand up for himself. And in that, you're making yourself look bad, brother, because you're defending somebody who you don't even really rock with like that. You're not a part of the Shrine of Ma'at. You aren't. The Shrine of Ma'at don't call themselves atheists. I don't know who you are, where you come from. It doesn't really matter. But the point of the fact of the matter is there is no such thing as the Shrine of Ma'at. That's Jabari's basement, where he has pictures and stuff of his ancestors. He doesn't have a shrine. He doesn't have a egg bay or community. He doesn't have that. He is an online community, and there's no such thing as an online community. There's no such thing as online training to be a Kemetic priest, because in order to be a Kemetic priest, you have to learn from an ancient Kemetic person. And the ancient Kemetic people. Hold on, bro. Practice discipline, bro. Practice discipline. I'm almost done. Practice discipline. Practice discipline. I'm almost done. Practice discipline. I'm almost done.
Consul, it's his.
Exactly. So, bro,
I just want to close out with what I'm saying. I've got 2 more words. That's it. What I'm saying is, in order to be a Kemetic priest, you would have to be initiated by an ancient Kemetic person. Baba Haru is not an ancient Kemetic person. Baba Haru is not a priest. Hold on, hold on, bro.
You said 2 words. You said,
hold on, bro. Hold on, bro.
No,
hold on, bro. Let me finish
let
me close out. You can go.
Go
Why
ahead.
you scared? Why are you afraid to let my words be heard?
Brother,
why are you afraid of that?
All the time. Nobody's scared.
Why you afraid? Okay, so stop blocking my words and let me finish. You gonna finish, homie. You ain't nobody anyway. You ain't nobody anyway. I already debated Jabari on Sonetta, homie. Let me close out. Stop being a cloud chaser, bro. Let me close out. Why don't you want my words to be heard? Why are you afraid of what I'm saying? Why are you afraid of what I'm saying, homie? Because
okay, finish saying what you saying.
He won't let me close out. I just want to finish my statement, and that's it. I'm done. He don't want to let me close out.
Okay, but you assaulting him at the same time. So just finish what you
closing out. So just closing out to responding to what he said. All I'm saying is
understand. Anytime he wants to gain back the floor, it's his platform right now.
Okay, so ain't no point of me even talking then. Ain't no point of me being.
Okay, well, if
okay, go ahead, buddy. Get your shot.
You're interrupting his presentation, like he's allowing you.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
He's allowing you to speak before he finished. So just
he should be honored that I'm even responding to him. He's a nobody.
Okay. Hey, now this is what you call that search for fame spotlight. I'm not chasing you, brother. You put on your thing at the beginning. I'll debate anybody that has something to say. You said that. I didn't say that. Then you get on here and start asking me about my name. You start saying all this other stuff that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. You didn't address anything. Oh, we don't have to say anything about.
I did. You blocked me. I addressed everything. You interrupted me, moron. I tried to address everything.
You told me to listen to your body.
You're a moron. No such thing as Kemetic atheist, idiot.
Listen, your body of work. My name has nothing to do with your.
Tell Jabari to get on the panel or I'm out. I don't deal with the help. I don't deal with flunkies. Tell Jabari to get.
Right? You say
get Jabari on the panel or I'm out. I don't deal with flunkies.
My relationship with Jabari, you know nothing about, so that doesn't even matter or pertain.
You don't know him either.
Talking about. Right, so let's get on. Kareem, can you please mute him, kick him, do something so I can continue? Because the brother apparently didn't come prepared to what I was saying, so he wanted to deflect by saying, "Oh, there's no such thing as a Kemetic atheist," and all this other shit that don't have anything to do with what we're talking about, which is his claims. We're defining what you said, which is the definitions of proof: fraud, fraudulent, scammer, hustler. We are talking about that. Please, brother, let me finish real quick and get on here, right? So there's nowhere in here where it says you have to be some ancient person. There's not an ancient person living, whether they're Hebrew, whether they're Kemetic, or more anybody that's ancient that somebody learned from. It is ridiculous. His own leader didn't learn from one, and he's an Nuwaubian. He's ridiculous, and he's just fraudulent all the way. So let me continue going. He said that you're supposed to serve the people. I'm not even gonna play no more videos, just go through it, right? And Jabari's on you, right? So serving, he said you have to serve live people, but first he said you have to serve a king, right? Jabari has officiated weddings, he's officiated funerals, he's done rituals and ceremony. He's also a history professor at a college. He does tour guides for Egypt and West Africa, and he's recognized as one of 50 of the most influential spiritual leaders in New York, Florida, and some other states. He doesn't have qualifications to speak on Jabari at all. The cloud chasing is him. He's been chasing after Jabari ever since Lamont Hill crushed his teacher, and he was hurt over it. He said that he was hurt over it, and he said that's why he was going after Jabari. And he's been going after Jabari and slandering ever since, right? So he says, do you need a pharaoh to be a high priest? It says it has to be fraudulent because, and this is something that Apostle said, because you got no pharaoh. It's not legit without a pharaoh. Khonsu claims, and these are his words. It says, I asked him, who are your high priest, who your high priest of? the priests of ancient Kemet served living people. Well, we just served that he served living people. But if he knew anything about Kemet, ancient Kemet, he would know that there is a hierarchy of priests. And there are some priests who don't even deal with the public. They only deal with the temple. He would know this. He wouldn't be lying to say these things, right? This claim is made without any evidence or source to support his claim. Just like he said before, you have to learn from somebody, ancient priest, from ancient Kemet. We're talking about 5,000, 3,000 years ago. Who's the living then? No one. So how the hell you go learn from somebody that's been dead for over 3,000 years? Right? It says, there is no source or evidence outside of apostles or consul's conjecture or thinking where it's written on a wall, papyrus, tablet, glyph, or coffin text that says anything that they said. Nothing. And once again, where's the evidence? Don't talk about whether my name is Daniel Haru, the Kemetic atheist. Give us the evidence and the proof in which you said you had that you never showed. You just continually keep talking, right? Now, this is the autobiography of a high priest. His name is Khonsu. It says, and this is from Wiki, and here's the source right up here. It says he spent 4 years as a promising youngster. He spent 11 years as a youngster when he was in training as a stable master for the king, Minmari. He says he was a web priest of Amun for 4 years. Then it says I was God's father of Amun for 12 years. I was a third prophet of Amun for 15 years, and he was the second priest of Amun for 12 years. He knows nothing about the educational system in ancient Egypt. Nothing. Because if he would have known, kids start going to school at the age of between 4 and 5. They go to a regular school. They don't go to a regular school, but they go to school where they're trained mostly by their parents. The people who were more influential or royal, they went to a class. Then they took formal schooling, but not a priesthood. They spent about another 11 years to about age 17 or somewhere in there, 15, 17, and then they entered into the priesthood. But if you knew anything, there's different type of priests. If you knew anything about the priest, you would also know that the priest didn't spend every minute of their life in the temple. You would also know that there's priests who just did sang, dance, cook. There was priests who wrote. Then you had different levels of hierarchy of priests. Let me go here. Okay. No time frame given in Kemet. Okay, right here. Once again, he knows none of what he's talking about. I'm not chasing. You call people out. You the one who chasing the bar. Every chance you get, you want to say something about him, hoping that he hear you. Well, he heard you. Okay. Then it says right here, the education did not have a time extent because it ends if the teacher is convinced that the student is able to perform missions in the temple or the functions of the state. Khonsu mentioned that he spent 4 years in the first written education, then returned after, and that a 12-year period he spent in the royal stable, and then he learned to become a purified priest in the house of Amun as a son under a supervision of Bad, his father, which indicates the son tendency of his father's specialty played a role in it. Once again, you tend to do what your father did, right? This is from Albany Institute of History. Many people served as part-time priests in the local temples and were awarded for their service for the share of the food, drinks, food, and gods. The king, he says, oh, do you have it? The king may have been involved in naming some of the high priests. Some means some, not all, especially in politically positions, right? And then it says many priests only work in the temples for 3 months out of the year. So when he's talking about, oh, well, Jabari don't need to be the light on Sinetta, is like that's the only thing he do. Priests didn't even spend their whole time. They were served as politicians. They served mundane lives. But once again, he has a body of work which you could throw in the trash can. Priests served the deity's physical needs like food and dress. They often held powerful non-religious positions as well. Huh. Many upper-level priests came up through the ranks, but sometimes they were appointed by the king as a means of keeping check of the priestly political power. Then we go that the priest's technical roles of the temple, such as care for clothing on the god statues and other objects. Once again, he keeps saying what it takes to become a priest. You don't know what it takes to become a priest. The Lord's ranking priests of those who carry out everyday tasks necessary to maintain the temple. Butchers, porters, stockkeepers were all considered priests and were needed to keep the temple running. Now, did all of them know the hieroglyphs? You can't show me every high priest that knew other goods. Yes.
Hey, hold up, everybody. Daniel, did you know Jabari's on the panel?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah,
and,
yes, I did.
And you know, I give everybody a fair chance to speak. Both sides. It's not biased.
They always do.
Yeah. So
I always give everybody a fair chance, Jabari.
So in here,
oh goodness,
he talks about Beck and Khonsu again, and that's where he was.
Right.
Right. And then there was even a priest, and I'm not because Jabari's here. There was even a priest right here. There was even a high priest that became a high priest at the age of 30. We can do simple subtraction in addition to subtraction, say the time that he went to regular school, the time that he entered into initiation, and then the time that he became a high priest. It didn't take 40 years. Please.
See, you know, they speak a lot in their own communities, right? So, you know, they cheer each other on. But then as soon as they start speaking to folks outside, they realize, oh, wait, maybe that don't make any sense. Maybe they were all celebrating me because we're all in the same foolish all the same short bus. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
it's crazy.
But and let me get to this so Jabari can get on.
Just let me know what they.
I don't know anybody. Let me just say this real quick because
I might be. I probably will be. I actually came in. I don't know if you know Daniel Heru. He's actually defending me against Consul. So I'm listening to their discussion.
Okay, so
they're on the LionsDen YouTube channel.
That's right. Tell them about the den.
Yeah, so
I really don't. I'm only there because Daniel Heru asked me to take a look. So
okay, so
he's doing a whole presentation.
Yeah. So when he's talking about Jabari, right? And like I said, Jabari, he studied ancient for 3 years. He has a Bachelor of Science degree. He has a master's degree. He has a Master's of Human Service Administration degree, and he's an author. Right, of 7 White Lies, Conspiracy to Destroy the Black Self-Image. And he's also several documentaries, including Hidden Colors, 5, Bug Breaking, and Happy. Those what he has. Now, when he starts talking about his course, so we already, like I said, he did everything that I said to Consul from the time he came on, he did not address. He only did ad homs and he attacked me, but he never attacked the information. That's the same thing he did with Lamont. It's the exact same thing he did with Jabari. And you can go look at it because it's on Slanderous, right? He started talking about his class and he says he's scamming the community and he's hustling. He hasn't showed you one person that took initiation class or took Jabari's history class that said that Jabari hustled them. And he's been doing it for a while. So we can say there's at least over 30 people. In the class that I took, there was at least 7. He doesn't have one person that come bear witness that said they had some type of gripe or some type of issue with what Jabari was doing. Most businesses have at least a small percentage of people who are dissatisfied. He don't even have that small percentage. He's looking, as he says, clout chasing, and he's saying all these things, but he has no proof of what Jabari, who Jabari is. And the qualifications Jabari has, he's just trying to bait Jabari into a debate. So he's slandering him and making lies. He's talking about Jabari's class, right? And he was saying, oh, because him and Krilo did one before, and he said he don't remember. I actually did a video on it. And so you're talking about Jabari class, and it's to learn over 3,000 years of ancient history, study major accomplishments of each rulers, Know the kings and queens of each dynasty in the great detail. Understand the great battles during each intermediate period. And classes are held on Wednesday for 2 hours for 15 weeks. This was the price, right? It may went down, but this was the price, 15 weeks. And he says, well, I can teach you this. I can teach you this. Then teach it. But there's no reason for you to talk about Jabari's class because you're either envious, jealous, or you have an issue with Jabari because he said something about your teacher. I can speak on the class because I took it. I can speak on the class because I'm also a college graduate. Washington State, anytime you want to see mine, I'll be happy to show you. I have my degree. This is what college courses look like. It wasn't like we were just online chatting up and he was giving us what he thought about Kemet. If anybody took a class in college or even in high school, you understand that you have a curriculum. You also have source materials, right? You have source materials. We had 2 books. The first book, one of the books we had was African Origins of Civilization, The Myth and Reality by Shank Ntadiak. This book is it's about 300 pages long. Then we had by Peter A. Clayton, Chronicles of the Pharaoh, the reign by reign record of the rulers of dynasties of ancient Egypt. This is another book we had. This book also was over 200 some pages long. During the class, we had quizzes. We had a mid-final. We had a final. The final was, I think it was like 50 something questions and they weren't true or false. They weren't yes or no. It was a college course. Why does it cost $700? You can teach it for free. Well, I gotta say this. People who have a value of time value their time. People who don't have a value of their time don't value their time. There's nothing that's done for free. The course took materials. It cost something. The same with the priesthood. It costs something for you to do this. He has a problem with things being online, right? He has a problem with things being online. Well, this is the National Center for Education Statistics. They asked the question, how many students take distance learning courses for post-secondary level? And it tells you that that more people now are doing things online. Ever since post-COVID or before COVID, they have been doing things online. This education course programs provide students with flexible learning opportunities. That's why you do it online. These became essential important in spring 2020 when the coronavirus pandemic began to disrupt the education system in the United States. In the fall of 2020, some 75%, 11.8 million people of all undergrad students were enrolled in at least one distant educational course, and 44%, 7 million of undergrad students exclusively took distant education courses. So what do you mean? Online, distance? Most people take distance. It's a ridiculous question to even say. This number of undergraduates enrolled in at least one distance education course was 95% higher than 2020, which means that people are doing it more. I'm almost done, right? We're going to go here, right here. Online learning emerged safe to the pandemic and professionals. Even before the pandemic, the global e-learning, because that's what they call distance learning on the computer now. E-learning was already seeing a massive annual global growth. It is expected to reach 336 billion by 2026 online from distance at a compound annual growth rate of 9.1% from 2018 to 2026. The growth is estimated unlikely to see an update sooner rather than later going on the pandemic. Even prior to the pandemic, e-learning market in the U.S. will have grown to 6.22 billion between 2017 and 2022. What is he talking about when he's talking about, oh, e-learning? E-learning online. Now we start talking about the money piece. because like I said, it don't cost free, but he has a problem with $600. $600 for a person. He has and Jabari has a master's degree and working on his doctorate, right? Well, let me show you this because we're going to put things in context. Okay. Average salary with a master's degree. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, people with a master's degree in the United States earn a median of $1,574 a week, which roughly translates to an annual of $81,848, right? And here are your statistics for your high school diploma, associate's, bachelor's, master's, doctor, and professional, right? If you look at what Jabari does, he does a class, it's twice a week for 14 weeks. Based on what Jabari makes about $20 an hour. I spoke to JJ about this. How many people do you know that has a master's degree working on a doctorate that's doing stuff for $20 an hour?
Yeah, once you broke that down to me like that, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cheap.
I mean, who does that? Right? And then you say, oh, well, you don't even got a degree or you don't get a certificate with it or anything like that. Once again, talk to JJ. It's called a class. You don't get a degree for taking a class. And people do things for self-knowledge, self-improvement, self-understanding. You take classes and you don't get a degree to obtain that knowledge. So once again, it's silly. When it comes to everybody else that want to do online classes and courses, you have a problem with it. You don't have a problem with it. But if it's somebody you know you have a disagreement with, then you want to try to expose and shine a light. But then when you shine a light, you figure out your light is kind of dull because he's actually being underpaid. His classes that he took, even for the minute for his initiate's degree for priesthood of $4,000, you go to a seminary school that does the same thing online, same amount of time, costs you $30,000 to $40,000. Oh, well, it's a seminary school. What difference does it make? It still costs you, you know what I'm saying, $40,000. And you can't go nowhere with a seminary degree than you can go with to apply for a technical somebody that's in a technical field or masonry, anywhere else. It's nonsense. It just does not make sense whatsoever what he's talking about. And the truth of the matter is he's only doing it because he wants to bait Jabari. Why is it? Because Jabari was on with Lamont Hill and he interviewed him. And Lamont Hill was going in on Dr. York. He said out of his mouth in an interview, Jabari was a priest. He shouldn't have did that. He shouldn't have been there. And from there, he had a problem with Jabari. Even when he said that Jabari said something about Dr. York, and if you go back and watch the video, Jabari didn't say anything about Dr. York. He's lying to the community. He's slandering brother, which is harmful to him because apparently he doesn't know the legal system. If he don't, he better go look at Carly B. He's not bringing any facts to the community. And that's why I told you, JJ, and I'll say it to you again, Sister Karima, and anybody else that's listening have a platform. If somebody comes on your platform and they want to talk about somebody and they want to bring up things that is criminal or that has character defamation in it, they better have receipts because it's going to make you liable. And he has none. And he demonstrated it just now when he said, my name is comedic atheist. What difference does that make? Brother, you can't make me fall off my square by talking about something that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Keep the attention. Stay focused. Answer what I addressed. But he won't do that because it's all slander, it's all lies, and he is trying to bait Jabari. And instead of doing the right thing and coming at Jabari in a proper way, he wants to come at Jabari with slander. And more now than lately, certain debaters aren't entertaining that anymore. If you're going to slander them or you're going to do this stuff, they're not going to debate you. And that's on multiple platforms. I've seen it. So that's where I'm gonna lay off at. And if anybody got a question that's pertaining to what I said, then by all means, Jabari, if you're still there, you can come on, brother.
Yeah, let's go ahead and introduce Jabari Osaze. It's been a long hiatus since Jabari been back in the den. I want to welcome him back. The last time Jabari Osaze was in here, JJ was doing this thing and, making him cry a little bit in the debate. I don't know if you remember that, but hey, I got the tape. What's up, Jabari? What's up, Jabari? Go ahead and speak on it, man. Defend your name. And if it's okay, can Consul come on after you get done defending your name? Go ahead, bro. You got to unmute your mic. All right, Consul. I think Daniel, I think he might have fell off or he having technical problems.
Let me see.
Anybody else on the panel that want to speak?
So, if anybody have any questions about what I was talking about presentation, by all means.
And then are you okay with Khonsu popping back in?
Where Consul go?
He fell off.
Man, listen, like I said, I'm only addressing, and this is what I'm talking about.
He said he backstage, Kareem.
Right, this is what I'm talking about. JJ, when I tell you what, I told you again, I have nothing, I have not once publicly or anything said anything defamatory or anything that was slanderous towards Khonsu. I said I had an issue with what he's saying about Jabari. And he opened up the invitation when he said, I will debate anybody, whatever. I said, this is not a debate. This is what I told you. This is not a debate. This is just an addressment to what was said. And the problem that I have with it was what he said when he said he had evidence, he had proof. And there was none. He's saying that Jabari is a fraud, he's a scammer, he's a hustler, he's a fake priest. Well, he's saying that Sister Nika Daniels is a fraud. He's saying Sister Nika Daniels is a scammer. She's fraudulent. She's fake. He said that everybody in the shrine is connected or hooked up to or tied to, associated with the scammer. And if they're all priests, then they're all doing the same thing. He doesn't have any proof that anybody in that organization is in that shrine is doing anything illegal. To scam somebody out of money is criminal. This ain't just though, you know what I'm saying? This ain't for play. To say that somebody is fraud in the community, and we have had brothers that have frauded the community, and those brothers were exposed for it, and they had receipts on it. When they talked about, I ain't gonna mention no names, but when they talked about one brother about, he was supposed to did something on credit, he didn't do it. They had the receipts for that. When he said that one brother was supposed to have did something with showing somebody how to do a packet and how to get their status changed, and that didn't happen to multiple people. They had the receipts for that. When they said that certain brothers or people were molesting or doing stuff to people, children, women, there was receipts for that. Nobody came on just saying, hey, this brother did this, and you're just saying all kind of wild, fallacious shit about somebody. You're dealing with people's livelihood. Well, there's one thing about information, right? There's one thing about information, and there's another thing when you're crossing the line. And that's one of the biggest problems with the community now is people want to readily cross the line. It has nothing to do with me being, associated or friends with Jabari, because I have spoken up for many people that I know, barely know, or associate with. I have talked and got into it with people that I know that I talk to frequently about saying slanderous things. When that shit happened to you, JJ, the people that I knew, I told them that shit was wrong. You shouldn't have did that. Because the truth is the truth, and what's right is right. So, we can see if Jabari can come on. But anybody else want to say something? Y'all go right ahead. Hey, y'all still there?
All right. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can. Y'all went off for a minute.
Okay,
yeah,
we're gonna let Consul back in. Then maybe, let's everybody just keep it respectful. I want y'all to hash this out and let's just move forward. I mean, this argument been going on for the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. Let's just handle it like adults. So Consul's gonna come back on, and then maybe he can speak with Jabari.
Go ahead. He got the flow.
All right. Well, DOA, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just listening.
The creamer fell off. Oh, there she go.
Oh, there she go.
All right, yeah. So, Consul, if you're in the back, she's gonna let you in. Let's keep it respectful. And I do want to say one thing to Jabari. You know, I don't let people comment. I don't have control of what people say, nothing like that. But I mean, when I go on different platforms, I don't see nobody say, "Hey, stop talking about JJ." And when I say that, I'm saying that to you. You don't say, "Hey, Sonetta, why you showing this man whole personal goddamn criminal record up and saying a one-sided story?" That's not righteous. That's not my art. But over here, everybody can get a chance to defend themselves fairly. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and let Consul speak.
Greetings, my brother. Can I be heard?
Yeah, we hear you.
Greetings. Thank you for letting me talk finally. First of all, let me address the brother. First of all, let me say big ups to the LionsDen in the motherfucking building. I've been with LionsDen from day one. Let's stop playing. Number two, let me say big up the brother Comedic Atheist. You did a great job. I think you did a marvelous job representing someone else or trying to defend someone else who wasn't prepared to defend themselves. So I tip my hat to you on that. You did a lot of research. I want to say that there's no such thing as a comedic atheist. So if you want to debate that, we can. Anyhow, I've already put out an extensive body of work on this whole topic. And yes, the start of this came when Jabari Osaze went on Slanderous with Mark Lamont Hill and slandered my master teacher, Dr. Malachi York. Prior to that, I had contentions with Jabari because I disagreed with some of the way he practices, of some of his fraud practices of ancient Kemet, or some of his modernized, because I screenshot it. He said, "I'm not a priest of ancient Kemet. I'm a priest of ancient Commission tradition," meaning that he admitted he changed it or is a part of some kind of change. And anyway, this has been addressed and has never been contested. I've been told that I'm not worthy of a debate with Jabari, yet Jabari goes on Slanderous and debates Christians, right? Debates women who nobody ever heard of, debates people nobody ever heard of, people that I know I'm definitely more qualified than, not to throw no salt on nobody, but I know for a fact I'm qualified, but it's the fear of the truth that causes this to happen. Now, to the brother Daniel Heru, I'm going to respond to you since you're the one that created this and not Jabari, really. He's just adding on, which he probably won't even speak after this, after I speak, now that I'm here. But you skipped through everything, my whole presentation. You skipped through my whole videos. My point was this. In Jabari's website, it says it's a 14-week initiation, meaning after 14 weeks, you're initiated. That's what that means. You can dance around it. You can try to reword it. You can try to slick play it or misguide people however you want, but that's what it says. Okay. Number one. Number two, it's an online training. It's not even in person because Jabari can't provide a place, a real temple for people to come to learn in person. At least you have people that have their own temples, real buildings, real organization, real land. I mean, Hebrew Israelites got it, you know, Kemetics got it, Nuwapians got it, but he don't have it. He's not been trained enough, and he's not well, for the most part, he's not been trained in the official priesthood because he said it. He said, I'm not a priest of ancient Kemet. I'm a priest of ancient Kemetic tradition. My whole entire point was...
Wait, you should know I'm here now. I actually took a call, so I was not able to...
I know you're here. That's fine.
I'm here now,
bro.
I'm able to answer.
Okay, cool. Let's just look. Can both of y'all please just be respectful?
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
You never heard me not be respectful.
I know, Jabari. I know. Yeah.
That's right.
So
absolutely.
Let's handle this like adults.
You can
right.
And let me say this. This is old.
Well, hold on. Wait, real quick.
Hold on.
Just give me 2 seconds.
Hold on. I'm not done.
Yeah, I see y'all messing up already. Whoa. Already.
No, just 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds. Khonsu, since Jabari's here, everything that you're going to address, you're addressing to me what I said with Jabari. You can reflect. You can now direct that to Jabari.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
All right.
By the way, when I came on, I heard you say something that I'm not even sure if the audience understands what you said. You said, well, he said he's not a priest because he said he's not an ancient Egyptian priest. He's a priest of the ancient Egyptian tradition. I hope you understand that an ancient Egyptian priest actually would have been someone who lived during the time of ancient Egypt. Those people died a long time ago.
Okay, my brother, you're gonna be able to say that.
I'm a modern. You said a lot.
You are a modern priest. That's what I said. I did say you are a modern priest. That is what I said.
Interrupt. I'm gonna leave. That's just me.
You can leave. I don't care. I was speaking first.
No.
You interrupting me. You're not an authority, sir.
And I'm quite.
I was speaking. I've been interrupted. Right or wrong, JJ?
All right, hold on. Let him finish his thought, Jabari.
He's been speaking a lot about me.
Right.
So I have to have the opportunity to speak about myself.
Right, that's true, Consul.
You
wanted him here. Let's hear him out, Consul.
That's that simple. He's done at least 2 presentations.
So this is twice I've been blocked. I've been blocked by Daniel first, and now I'm being blocked by Jabari. It's not a big deal to me anyway. It's not a big deal, bro.
So why?
Go ahead, say what you want to say.
I'm trying to. You're not giving me permission. The person that owns the channel is giving me permission. So let me just really clearly say that. There have been a lot of things that have been said about me that are just incorrect, untrue. I've seen pieces of the presentation. I don't spend a lot of time looking at the things that he does. And the reality is that he is trying to get me to debate him. He said it on your channel. That's the reason why this is all happening. And you would think, and this is for the folks watching, you would think that I said, I will never debate you. In fact, I said the opposite. I said, brother, let's talk. If you have something that I think is interesting and we talk about something, then maybe we'll figure out what to debate. Please, I can show you the chat. We've communicated.
We've had that, yeah, and you refused. And you ran and debated everybody else but me.
And I have his
number. You ran.
We communicated.
You refused.
And I continued to say, now, obviously, you can see he's interrupting because he's now being exposed. So essentially what occurred is I wasn't interested in the topics. I told him that politely. These topics aren't interesting to me. I want to debate something that's interesting to me. And so I said, when we figure out a topic, we'll debate. It's just that simple. Then he went on your channel, JJ, and JJ, you and I have a good relationship. You have to know, I'm not happy that you allowed someone to come on and just slander me, call me a hustler, a fraud. A fraud has a legal definition. And I really just want you to understand that after he started slandering me on your channel, then I said, why am I communicating with him? He started doing things on my Facebook page. I said, brother, you're about to get blocked. I let him go on a little bit more. I blocked him. So this is not a situation where all of you have seen me debate everybody. I'm sure that some of you in the chat know that I've debated some people, and you in the chat were saying, why is Jabari talking to this person? So honestly, this is not a situation where I'm uncomfortable talking to him or anyone else. But there's a way that this is done. It has to be respectful. And of course, I'm going to debate something that I'm interested in, just as he should debate something he's interested in. If those things don't occur, then it just didn't happen. So, his feelings are hurt.
Respond to that, sir?
His feelings are hurt, so that's the reason why he's responded the way that he did.
Can I respond to that,
what
sir?
What kind of topic can we get y'all to discuss?
Let me respond to that, JJ.
Right,
I respond to that.
Yes,
we've had several contestations. Let me say this. Before any of this happened, because he's not telling the truth all the way. Before any of this happened, me and Jabari had
turn your camera on,
contested.
brother. Turn your camera on. So you know he's speaking.
Okay. Before any of this happened, me and Jabari had contestations. Hold on. Before any of this happened, me and Jabari had contestations about stuff that he had a debate with Prince York about. I contacted Jabari directly, personally. He knows this. This was years ago. This was when him and Prince York, when he had Prince York on his channel, on Sonetta, right? So what happened was me and other Nuwapians had to set the record straight and clarify some of the misconceptions. Pardon me, I'm in the hotel. I'm working. I'm a traveling iron worker welder. And we had to go back and correct some of the mistakes that Prince York made during his debate or discussion with Jabari. This was years ago. So one of these contestations, Jabari said that the Nuwapian language is not related to ancient Egyptian. We agreed on this on Sonetta. I challenged him to a debate. He ran. No matter what I challenge him on, he will find a way to make an excuse not to debate me because he fears my intellect. The point of the matter is, guys, let me say this. This is the point of the matter. You cannot say, nobody in the United States of America, in the world for that matter, can say they are a priest of you can say you're a priest of the ancient Kemetic tradition. You can word it how you want to, but there's no way you can say that you're a priest of the ancient Kemetic tradition and you have not been properly initiated the way the ancient commission people were initiated. Number one. Number two, when you say that, when you call yourself a Him Neter Tepi, which means a husband, chief husband, or caretaker to the gods, this means that your priority, him does translate as husband. Yes, it does. And when you translate that, that's your main caretaker to the deities, and you say that you're a priest of the shrine of Ma'at. That means Ma'at is your main neter, your main deity, and that your primary responsibility is to take care of Ma'at. Now, my challenge to Jabari is, how do you appease Ma'at? What offerings do you give to Ma'at? How do you dedicate your life and your time to the deities? You call yourself a Him Neter Tepi, which is one of the highest levels of ancient Kemet. He should be ashamed to call himself that. It's a disgrace because he don't even know how to appease the deities. He have no connection to the ancient Egyptian deities. He does no rituals that are connection to ancient Egypt via West Africa. And what Jabari is missing, what most Kemetic science people are missing, that connection to West Africa. You can't go back 10,000 years to ancient Kemet without first passing through West Africa. Modern Africans now, the Yorubans, the Akan of Ghana, the Yorubans of Nigeria, the Bamileke of Cameroon, these are descendants of the ancient Egyptians. So in order to be an ancient Egyptian priest, you have to go there first. Jabari is really a Catholic Kemetic. That's what he is, and he's created his own belief system. That's what he said. He admitted that he ain't got no connection to Africa. He don't practice no divination system. He don't make Ebo sacrifice. He don't take care of the netter. He on Sonetta trying to make himself look good, trying to get $1, charging people $4,500 for 14 weeks. Stop playing with me.
Let him get in. Let Jabari get back in, man. Come on, Jabari.
Notice I didn't interrupt him, right?
No, you did not.
Right. Yeah. He says a lot of things that actually show us that he's probably one of the most ignorant people on YouTube. Really, he really is one of the most ignorant people on YouTube. He says that he's not initiated in the rites of the priest. How can he be a priest? how does Khonsu know what I was initiated into? He has no clue. He has no clue. He has no idea what my initiation is. How would he know that? How would he know what my initiatory rites were? He says, how does he appease the deities?
It's on your website. All it says is Baba Heru. It's on your website.
See what I just saw? Did you see what I just said?
I know, but
did you see what I just said? He also said, how does he appease the deities? He doesn't explain how. He doesn't know how to appease the deities. How would he know what the inner traditions of the Shrine of Ma'at are? How would he know that? He also said, I admitted that I'm not an ancient Egyptian priest. I want you to listen very carefully. Ancient Egypt actually occurred from one period to the other. That is over. If I was an ancient Egyptian priest, I would have been long dead. I am a priest in the ancient Kemetic tradition. Do you understand the difference? That is what I have said, but clearly he's a little obtuse, so he's not able to understand that. He claims that I am actually taking lots of money and I'm making money on this. I've actually said this on Sonnetter and on your channel, JJ. And I want you to hear this clearly. I take no salary from the shrine. I personally take no payment from the shrine. Everything that you see the shrine does, that the shrine does, that actually where a payment is requested, where donations are requested, that goes to support the shrine. I have a job. I work. That's how I live. The shrine doesn't purchase my clothes. The shrine doesn't feed me. The shrine doesn't pay the mortgage. If anything, my wife and I give money to the shrine. That's how it works. So right off the bat, calling me a hustler means that all he's doing is in his feelings and trying to say something he knows absolutely nothing about. And it's really offensive that he would come here and talk about my institution, and he has no clue about the institution. Why would he do that? Why would he come here and talk about me knowing nothing? That's what he's done. And you know, the reality is there is nothing whatsoever that says that his opinions of Jabari Osaze, the Shrine of Ma'at, the priest of the Shrine of Ma'at, the Wenwet, or even the members of the Shrine of Ma'at, there's nothing that says that his opinion is worth anything. So he's entitled to his opinion. In fact, I have heard him say ridiculous things and I've ignored him entirely. The only reason why I'm here is because I'm here to support Brother Daniel Heru. Someone that
you said that twice, man.
The only reason.
So you don't support JJ no more.
Brother, I've already told you what my problem is with you, JJ. I said it when I first came on here. If you're going to allow people to come here and to call me a fraud and a hustler, why should I come here?
But listen, I sent you the link that day.
Yeah, I know you sent me several links. Listen to
I respond to that, brother.
When you allow
hold on, Consul, real quick.
And we told him to stop talking like that about you.
When you allow people to come, he's done it more than once. When you allow people to come on, and the video is still up. If you allow people to come on here and slander me, why should I come? JJ, you're acting like we didn't talk about this. We talked about it.
Stop crying, Jabari. Stop crying. This ain't Sonnetter. Stop
JJ,
crying.
Okay, hold on real quick. Let me talk to him real quick. I want to get something straight now.
You and I don't have any. And I don't have any personal problems. I speak to you all the time. I have no problem personally, but I'm not going to come on a site that slanders me. That's what.
And did I apologize?
Is the video still up? And is this
did you not slander Dr. York? Jabari? Did you not slander Dr. York?
Consul, please let me talk to him real quick, and then you're gonna let you get
And he also came back recently and said this. This is not new. He came back. He's done it more than once, JJ.
Now, why did you tell Sonnetter to stop slandering me? He put a criminal record. Said I'm going to prison. As a friend of mine, Jabari, I seen a couple people defend me. You should have said, "Hey, bro, that's wrong."
First of all, you should know nobody has any idea what kind of conversation I have with Sonnetter. You have no idea. Sonnetter and I talk all the time. I speak to him like every day. You have no idea what kind of conversations I have. But Sonnetter, but listen, Sonetter's platform is Sonetter's platform. I don't own that platform.
Okay,
That's
you got me on that one. You got me on that one.
So that's the deal.
All right.
Have you seen me go anywhere? By the way, you should know that the Shrine of Ma'at, when we go live, we have more people than any of your platforms. Any of them. I have never once. Listen to me. I have never once said anything negative about you on my platform, JJ.
But you said it on Sonetta. You want me to tell you?
What did I say negative about you on Sonetta?
You said you was talking about Michael Edwards, but you said if you thought Michael Edwards was crazy, this when you said this JJ 7000 guy. You started this.
At the time I said that, JJ, let's be clear. You were sipping a little bit in those days. You've improved.
Yeah.
You've improved. You were sipping a little in those days. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
You've improved. Let's be clear. And I told you you've improved. So I don't know why you bring up something that I said years ago. It was very clear.
I didn't get mad at you. I didn't get mad.
Yeah, it was very clear what I was saying. And I've said on Sonetta that you've improved. I've said that.
Guess what we got in the building, though? We got the LionsDen discussion champion in the building, Apostle Zaquan. What you think about that guy?
Brother Zaquan? If Zaquan was in New York City, we'd go to have a meal. I don't have anything personal against Zaquan.
I would like to ask Apostle.
We don't agree on everything. There are things that we disagree on, but I don't need to disagree. I don't need to agree with everything in order to see someone as my brother. So I don't have any personal problems with Apostle. I don't.
JJ, I want to ask Apostle a question. He's my elder, so I'm gonna always stay respectful of Apostle. I actually enjoy his commentation, especially when he go at Sonetta. But I want to ask him because he said he made a statement, right? And I just want to see if he could clarify it for me. He said that, and I said it earlier, he says that without a pharaoh, you can't be a priest. It's not legit. And I would just like to know, where did he get that from?
Actually, I think I got it from Commission. Because really, I don't follow Kemet. Don't really care. I just take my shots at Jabari when I get a chance.
He does.
Take my shots at Jabari.
We
That's
go back
what I
and forth
do.
all the time.
Let me finish. But to bring that out, and that was just a statement.
Yes.
That I said based on what Khonsu was, he was the one going in.
Right.
I wasn't going in.
Right.
So for you to highlight that one little statement I said and to point me out for making that statement, I thought it was cheap for you to do that. To come to Jabari's defense. Because I've said this to Jabari already. Anything, see, Sonetta the one comes out and say, you go behind my, no, I never went behind your back. You see me talking about Sonetta, I done called him and told him I'm going to do it.
Facts.
And so
I done called him and told him that I'm gonna go on and I'm gonna degrade you. What I said that night is nothing no different I haven't ever said to Jabari.
Right.
Based on what goes on in Kemet, what is the purpose of a priest? To communicate with the Pharaoh. No. Even your inscription that you read.
That's right.
You said it says sometimes.
But
even if it implies one.
Hey, let me respond to that, JJ. My connection went bad.
Let me get on this. No. And even your things that you read, it reaffirmed that. Now, I got 48 years in ministry. I got a bachelor's degree in biblical teaching and studies. I'm in a doctorate program right now. And I have never charged anybody, even as a pastor, charged anybody for the word of God, because it's not mine to charge for. Everything I've learned comes from the Most High God. How am I then going to charge to share it?
Are you suggesting that I charge to
No,
share?
I'm just making a suggestion, period. Because the thing is, everybody's always talking about how preachers get paid. I've been retired since 1998. I haven't worked since 1993. It's the last time I held a job. And you have never seen me broke, begging for bread, asking for money. None of that. Because he meets my needs very well. I live in a home here in South Carolina. I got a home in Maryland. I'm about to buy another home in North Carolina on my own land. You know why? Because as a pastor, I took care of the Lord's house. When it was time to pay the mortgage on the Lord's house, me and my wife paid it. I still been able to help people along the way. And I'm not getting into all of that. But because I do keep my mouth shut, and I do go about my business, taking care of me and my family, I am highly favored. As Abraham and the prophets before me.
So, Apostle, let me
highly
say this.
taken care of.
Apostle, let me say this. That what I mentioned, and if you took offense to that, then I will apologize to you because you are my elder. And it wasn't meant at you. It was only meant in context of what he was agreeing with that showed no information or source to that. So that's why
Let me respond.
he even agreed. So that's
I'm just going to say that little comment I made didn't need your.
And I know it didn't. I'm just saying I know it didn't. But I was framing it based on what y'all was saying, just like you were commenting based on what you were saying. So
I think all of you should recognize people are trying to respond. They're talking about me. Let me talk about me.
So
okay, let me talk about me. Khonsu saying, "Let me respond." No one wants to hear you, brother. No one.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go to sleep. I know you scared anyway. Will you debate me or not?
About something. Let's be clear about something. You know, you should get a mohawk
debate
like Mr. T from Rocky. Just cut the hair
Oh
off.
man, we gotta cut the hair off.
That's what he's doing. You gonna debate me, sucker? That's what he's doing.
I mean, if not, I'm going to.
I never said AJ. JJ, you and I are men of words. You know that was a funny joke,
That was
right?
funny.
Not too young to know. That's funny. And it is a joke.
So you already ran on the line. You ran on Slanderous TV. Now you running on the LionsDen.
Oh, I want you.
You ran for me on Slanderous. Now you running for me on the LionsDen. So this all I do.
One mic.
Let me speak about me. Let me speak about
me. Good night, guys.
You should know that. Let me be quiet. Let me speak about me. First of all, you should understand a spiritual institution. We're trying to purchase an entire building. There are things that we're trying to do. These things, I would love to be able to go to a building in Harlem, one of the most expensive places in the United States, and just say, I'm here because I'm a Kemetic priest. This space is mine. It doesn't work that way. We have to raise funds. And so, I think everyone understands that. Anyone who's saying anything else is just saying something that's ridiculous. The Shrine of Ma'at has many public events. All of our public events really are available to everyone. To everyone. No one gets charged to come to our event. What they are charged for is training, is spiritual training. I pray with people, counsel people, bury people without getting a dime. So I don't know why people are pretending that they know about me. This is the thing that's so ridiculous. So if you are going to become a priest of the Shrine of Ma'at, there's a 3-year training program. If you want to become a full member of the Shrine of Ma'at, there's a 14-week training program. Both of those programs have suggested fees. And here's the thing that no one ever mentions because I know they're being disingenuous. Each of them have full scholarships available. We will never let someone not be able to join the shrine because they can't pay or become a priest because they can't pay. But it takes money to do what we do. That's just reality. I am not independently wealthy. I did not hit the mega millions. And the reality is, a lot of the things that we have to do, my wife and I, we are actually contributing financially to the shrine more than anyone else. More than anyone else. That's just how this works. I do not take a salary from the shrine. I don't know how many times I have to say this, and I shouldn't have to, because most of the other people you know are running around here. Listen, I know that Malachi York used to drive around in Rolls Royces. Stop it. How dare you fix your mouth on me when you know what? Well, you know what? He doesn't know that because he's met Malachi York. I met Malachi York. He's never met him.
Sparring met him.
He's a new jack.
New jack.
He's a new jack.
New jack.
Got out of prison, thought he had a conversion, and is talking schmack. That's what he's doing. I'm the one. Malachi York started in New York.
Go ahead, Jabari.
He started in New York. I know more about this than he does. You don't see me driving around in being chauffeured by my members in inexpensive cars. In fact, I have a car that needs so many repairs that my wife is embarrassed to get in it. That's my personal business. You should know that what I do for the shrine. I just spent 40 hours this weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 40 hours doing shrine work. Did I get a red penny for it? No. It's my calling. It is why I took the Ankh. But the reality is, if we want to create an institution that allows people of African descent to return to one of their spiritual traditions, it's going to take money. And if you think it doesn't take money in order for me to have locations, to be able to take my priest into certain places, to be able to work with people, to be able to do all of those things, then you must be living in another world. That money doesn't go in my pocket. I work. In fact, even when I work, my money goes into that shrine pocket. And he also, you've said that I'm not a priest. The state of New York recognizes me as a priest. New Jersey recognizes me as a priest. Pennsylvania, Georgia, Florida. I don't really care what Khonsu in his foolishness thinks that he can learn online.
Bottom line.
That's what he did. He thinks that I don't care what he thinks. The only reason why I'm here is because Brother Daniel Heru asked me to be. That's the only reason. And you should know that.
You ain't gotta say that, man.
I don't need to. I don't need
to. LionsDen. You be watching.
I don't need to. I've been on the LionsDen several times.
Right.
I really have.
Yeah.
But
maybe you need to send Daniel Heru a couple of $100.
Don't be mad
because he defended you well today.
Don't be mad.
Now you know.
And check this out real quick. I want to say this real quick. The Levitical priest, right? All of the tithes went to the Levitical priest.
That's Yasha
right?
Ben Israel speaking.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Yasha.
All of the tithes went to the Levitical priest. And that was because he didn't have an allotment. All of the tithes went to the Levitical priest. Being that I'm an Israelite, I have no problem with all of the money going to the Levitical priest. And being that I don't have a problem with the money going to the Levitical priest, I don't have a problem going to the preacher or any other priest out there. Now, I don't know whether Kemet, this is why I say Israelite priest and Kemet. Israel didn't get nothing from Kemet. Maybe Christianity did. Israel didn't, because Israelites don't have no problem telling you that the money goes to us. And if you don't like it, the Bible says so. Take it up with the Bible.
All of it.
For real.
All of it is going to come to us. The wealth of the wicked is being stole for the righteous.
But no, you got to be the older son.
I'm not
you
here
to be the older child, man.
I'm not here to debate whether the Levitical priest got anything from Kemet. That's a whole other debate. I'm not here to say that. Let me just say I disagree with you. But I will say to you that it's ridiculous that you all think that you're allowing this brother, who just popped up yesterday on this channel, by the way, to come over here and to slander someone. Because you know what? When I told my followers about what was happening, you know what they said to me? The shrine lawyer should take the entire channel down. JJ, you are allowing your channel to be imperiled by a fool. I am the one that stood there and said,
what about
JJ?
What about when Sarnetta came on this channel and did what he did in Jabari? Sarnetta came on this show called Queen Hazel, bitch. And all that right there. What is the difference, bro?
You might think that my
it ain't
name.
No difference. It ain't no difference.
You might think that my name is Frankie. It's not. I am Jabari Osaze. I do not run Sarnetta's platform.
I know what your name is, but
Mississippi, chill out. Mississippi.
Stop speaking, please.
Hold on, Mississippi. I understand you.
Stop speaking, please.
Yeah.
If you have an issue with Sarnetta, take that up with Sarnetta.
To be honest,
I don't have an issue with nobody.
So I mean, I don't know why you're scared.
You got to remove him, please. Remove. I mean, come on, Mississippi, chill.
The reality is that what he said is slander. It is slander. It meets the legal definition. And if I had actually sent YouTube, had my lawyer sent YouTube a letter, we would not be talking here right now. I said, I'm not going to do that. I stood between me and my members and said, we're not getting down like that. You should know that.
I always say the words.
You should really not allow JJ. You and I have a good relationship. Why would you allow him to come here? You even heard him say the proof that I'm a fraud is because he put money in a super chat and his chat wasn't put up there. That's why I'm a fraud. By the way, that's not even my platform. Second of all, read YouTube description of usage. If you put money on the super chat, the host is in no obligation to put your comment up. Yeah, he's not obligated to put your comment up. That's ridiculous. So, I mean, all of what he said is easily refuted. And I don't know why you would allow him to continue to say it. And, you know, the thing is, he lives in the glass projects. Because all of the things that his elder did are the things he's accusing. I'm not here to talk about Doctor. There's no reason. Why am I here to beat up on Malachi York? I'm not. I did an interview. Of someone who actually was on the land at Tamaray. Khonsu was not on the land at Tamaray. Khonsu is a new jack. He just got there. I did an interview with a person that is well known in our community, and he's upset. That's all it is. And y'all know that that's what it is. So all I have to say is, I don't know why
you're a fraud.
You with this. If you have questions about what the Shrine of Ma'at does, you're a fraud. Ask me a question and I'll answer it. That's it. Don't let someone come here and say,
Mississippi, look, bro. Look. We gotta be.
I'm gone. That motherfucker's fraud.
Get out of here, nigga.
Go ahead, move around, bro. You're not finna mess up.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, nigga.
Come on, man.
That motherfucker let me leave him. I'm trying to leave. Know what you said, Melissa? I call him motherfucker. That motherfucker fraud, man.
Bro, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Thank you.
But people call people fraud because they be all up in their feelings about something that they can't accomplish or something that they're envious of. And then they want to bring other people involved in it to join in and say you're fraud just because you're on a platform because, you know, maybe you're associated through religion or certain practices. But just saying somebody a fraud don't mean that they are a fraud. And that's the thing they got to stop. And I'm going to say this too. And that's one thing that, you know, I really appreciate about Sister Karima is that she will call people out. She'll stop. I mean, she called me out remember you and Chris Harris, JJ? No. And you know what? And I had to sit back and say, yes, Karima, you're right. I was trying to do this. And she gave me guidance on how to better handle the situation as a moderator or somebody that's hosting a platform. But by no means you come on here and call people fraud just because you don't like them. Because somebody comes on social media and debates information and may be beaten up or whatever you want to call it on the information, don't make that person a fraud. It just means that some people just need to become better debaters.
This is my thing. I don't mean to interrupt you, but why are people pocket watching Jabari? First of all, if Jabari makes money doing what he does, that's none of our business. No, Jabari doesn't have a gun to nobody's head. demanding the money out of their pockets. People are choosing to pay Jabari for a service that they want. That's between them and Jabari. That's nobody's business. If Jabari makes his money honestly, that's his business. And you know what I'm saying? That nobody should hate on him because of that. Go out and get your own money. And second of all, fucking Khonsu defends a pedophile. So I have no respect for nobody who's involved in any of that type of activity. That's just my opinion. I wanted to put that out there.
Yeah. And you listen, and in part of when he came back on, right? And this is the whole thing I said. Don't talk to me about Daniel Haru, comedic atheist, or you. Like I said, you don't know the extent of me and Jabari's relationship. You don't even know the extent of me and JJ's relationship. But you want to bring that up to deflect. And when he said, when I showed that he made a statement, and it was word for word, it was on video and it was written, that he said that in 14 weeks, basically what Jabari is saying, in 14 weeks, you become a priest. Then he said he didn't say that. Then he said that, oh, no, it says initiates. When I already showed you what an initiate was. And then I asked him, well, where does it say that at? It still didn't say it, but he still held to it. And that's why I said he lied. He admittedly lied and misrepresented what that flyer said. And Jabari never said anything. So that's what I had a problem with. If he would have said Jabari did this and Jabari actually did that, I would be with that brother on that. I would have called Jabari. Hey, what is this? This is misleading. This is wrong. But he said he had proof. Then he brings up Sinetta. Then he brings up his classes. Then, but he never been to a class. He's never been to a shrine. He's never heard anybody from taking his classes or in his shrine say anything about Jabari. So how do you, like Jabari said, how do you know so much about Jabari without knowing nothing? How? It was, to me, that's the only reason. And once again, he says, oh, you're jumping on taking up for Jabari. Yes, I am. Just like I took up for JJ, just like I took up for Q, just like I took up for Chris, just like I took up for Killer B, just like I took up for a lot of people. But you the one who invited it. And then you act as if somebody jumped in the ring doing one of your fights and just uninvited. You said, I'll debate anybody who has anything to say about this. I got the proof. I did a whole body of work as if that meant something to me. But a whole body of work, I can tell you one thing. When people are talking, it's been in this game a lot longer than me. JJ, you do it. Chris does it. Jabari does it. When somebody says something, they pull up receipts. I don't know how the hell y'all do it so fast. Y'all pull up stuff from a year ago on your computer, on your tablet. If you had a body of work, you could have easily pulled that up and corrected me easily. But not once did he do that. And when I said, where's the proof? Where's the evidence? He didn't have that. And so that's why I came, and that's why I addressed it, because he continues to do it. If you want to debate Jabari, clean up your behavior when you're talking about Jabari and just debate Jabari on a subject. Find something that y'all, like he said, that y'all can debate on, where there's equity both ways, where you can be, you can have some type of decorum, and then debate the information. But I can tell you right now, if I said, hey, Apostle, I want to debate you on Phil Knight and Nike shoes and the creation when he started, when it was doing track, you would look at me like, I ain't debating that shit. Is you crazy? Why would I debate that? Oh, you running, Apostle. You running. An Apostle can say, hey, Daniel Haru, since you want to jump in the ring, I want to debate you on Isaiah 9. I'm gonna look at you like you're crazy. I'm not debating you on no Bible. Why would I do that? That's not my forte. You have way more knowledge than me, and we might even agree. There might be something I don't agree on. It's not equitable for me to do that. But for you to then say I'm running is not proper to do that. You have to find something that you have contentions with that I brought out, and then I'm saying it's worth debating. So that's what I'm saying.
I just want to say, I look at some of the things in the chat, and Tyrone get blocked. Tyrone has a blockhead. He's saying I'm a fraud. That makes no sense whatsoever. He called me feminine That's ridiculous. You know, the people that often are saying that someone's feminine are the ones that you never see them with anybody. You see my wife very clearly. I mean, it's always the people that are suspect that come out with that. This is ridiculous. I want to be very clear that the Shrine of Ma'at does a lot of things, and most of it is free. You don't have to do one of our training programs. You can still be part of of what we do. We're not fleecing people for money, and we certainly don't force them to sell things and beat them up when they come when they don't make the quota. Now, some of you know what I'm talking about. Some of you know what I'm talking about. We don't do any of that. But I'm telling you, we live in New York City, and if I am trying to build something, then it takes money to do it. And that is what we're doing. The money doesn't go in my pocket. It doesn't pay my mortgage. I don't eat on the money. It doesn't clothe me. It doesn't pay for my car. It doesn't do any of that. I do that. We are raising funds so that we can build an institution. And each of you have been in a spiritual building before. How do you think they got it? How do you think they got it?
The sky.
I mean, if you have a problem, why don't you go and speak to TD Jakes? Go argue with him. And not even necessarily TD Jakes, because TD Jakes does a lot of stuff in his own, right? Go speak to Creflo Dollar, who was telling people he needs a new Lear jet to do the work. Why don't you go and argue with him? And the reality is, one of the things he brought up is the fact that I charge for a course on Kemetic history. By the way, it is a better course than the one I took at Cornell University. The Cornell University course, one course, 15 weeks. It's probably more than that, more than this now, $1,500 a credit. The class is 3 credits. That means to take that class, it is $4,500. And some of you are going to say, but you did get a degree. You don't get a degree for taking one class. You get a degree for taking many classes.
That's true.
So this is ridiculous. If my class is $500 or $600, stop it. I have to spend a lot of time to teach people. And I am a college professor. I get paid more at the university than this.
I think I had to get 120 credits in order to graduate. I had to have 120 or 130 credits to graduate with my bachelor's.
Yep.
Yeah.
120 is about right.
Right. I think I got 30 credits for life experience, but I was 60 years old when I went to school. I wouldn't got my bachelor's degree. I was 60. I completed in the 2018. So I was in my 60s.
Yeah. But I mean, Apostle, you must know the cost of education. Yeah. I'm teaching a class in the community. The only way you would get a similar class is if you went and enrolled at the university.
Right.
And I'm charging $500 or $600 for a class that is better than the $4,500 class, and someone wants to argue with me. What is wrong with these people? What's wrong with them? And guess what? Guess what they never say? Scholarships are available. They never say. If someone said, Jabari, I don't got it like that, I'd say, okay, fine.
Right.
Scholarships are available. And the Shrine has tons. We have lots of members that have never paid a dime. I'm not going to say to you, you can't be a member of the Shrine because you don't have money, but you have to know that it takes money to do what we do. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. The house next door to me, which was a neighborhood drug den, sold for nearly $3 million. Right next door.
Damn.
Some of y'all don't know what New York City looked like.
Yeah. New York.
Some of you don't know what New York City looked like.
It's one of the highest paying cities, but it's one of the most expensive cities to live in.
It is. And if we want to have a space here, how do you think I should get it?
Right.
Now, see, if I run up there with a gun and I hold the place hostage, then y'all gonna be saying, Jabari, what's wrong with Jabari? And I'm gonna say, I tried to raise money, but nope, people call me a fraud. So now I'm here for battery and I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you want me to do.
Well, see, this is the problem, Brother Jabari. And peace to the panel. This is your brother outside the cube. See, this is part of the problem.
Oh, wait, hold on, brother. Oh, whoa. I'm in Denver right now. They laughing at y'all.
Oh, that's cool. That's wonderful. Hey, y'all won y'all first one.
No, I'm
We
a
have
Bulls
3. Catch
fan.
up.
I'm just out here with them, you know.
Hey, they won their first one. We got 3. Catch
There
up.
you go. There you go.
Hey, catch up. But see, this is the problem. And I know this is not something that you're actually gonna agree with, Jabari, but this is partially something that our community has to deal with. We have this group of African Americans, to where we have these people who are born of who are mixed race, to where now they want to out black people. And see, this is not something new to us, because we have black people who want to out fake black Hebrew Israelite, the Israelites. We want to out Muslim, the Muslims. So it's quite natural that they would want to out black people. This is what they do. And now I don't want to get this confused, because I have nothing, like no problem whatsoever when it comes to mixed race people. I have people in my family who are mixed race. That's number one. But this is what the brother Khonsu is doing. He's a confused African American. That's part of his problem. He's confused as hell. And we need to bring him back to where he is. Because me personally, Brother Daniel Heru has told me in private conversations, and I don't think he would have a problem with me saying this. He told me, like, damn, Q, yo, these courses, man, these are like college courses that when I took Jabari's class. I was like, oh, for real? Oh, okay. I was like, damn, okay, all right. So he's not offering the polite. You know what I'm saying? He's really putting effort into this. So I respect that. I definitely respect what you're doing, brother. I may disagree with the spiritual aspect of it, but when it comes to the teaching portion of it, I have no choice but to respect you when it comes to that. But the main point is that these people, and I'll say this and I'll pass it. If a person subscribes to anything that Dr. York taught after he was locked up, they need to stop, give it up, hang it up. That is over. If you came in after this dude was extradited off of the land and you still subscribe to what he's talking about after the extradition, it's over. We need to stop. Go ahead.
Can I say something real quick? So you saying he's the only leader? Was somebody else that was up under him that wasn't doing what he was doing can still carry on some of the teachings? Did anybody rise up? That's what I'm asking.
But Khonsu's repping Dr. York. He's not repping that other teacher you talking about,
right?
Though.
And that's what I was gonna say, is that he's not repping what any.
Good point. Yeah.
He's not talking about like, oh, this is my master teacher, MC such and such. He's talking about Dr. York. He's not talking about.
The Nuwaubian nation was a nation with one leader that was really at the top of the institution. He was. Now I'm going to say something and he's going to be angry again. I really don't care how he feels, but the reality is that he was virtually their prophet, right? I mean, just look at the messages. Look at the conversation I had with Prince York. I mean, even now people say that he levitates in his jail cell. That's what his followers say. He's been levitating in his jail. I mean, the reality is this is not a situation where a president of an institution got caught doing something wrong and they can just replace him. That's not how the Nuwaubian nation works. So, you know.
And see, I want to say this too, because I grew up in Miami during the time of Yahweh ben Yahweh. So there was no person that could rise up after Yahweh ben Yahweh. It was him and no one else. You see what I'm saying? So it was Yahweh ben Yahweh and no one else. So it's the same thing when it comes to Dr. York, and this is why they all tend to protrude, not protrude, but tend to hang on to Dr. York and his studies, and he's still, and like they always say, oh, he's still writing books while he's in prison and all of this other kind of stuff. But why would you want to follow? But go ahead, brother, if you have this. No.
But there are individuals that have not taken over for him, but are fulfilling the seat until he returns, because they do think he's going to return.
Yeah, you need to stop. Yeah, you need
They
to
do
stop.
think that. So
You're one of those African Americans that have an issue with identity.
hey,
What I'm talking about?
I don't follow no Wapian man. All right?
No, but you are a African American that you
Well,
have
no,
an
I'm
issue.
not an African American. Okay, I am not an African American.
You're an African.
Let alone a half white man in the closet homosexual that revealed himself the other day on the Lions Den.
Come on, y'all.
To be exactly
Come
what
on.
he is. Yeah, he did that.
When y'all two gonna get in the ring?
Never. I got no respect for him.
You heard that, right?
No, we need to see that happen.
Show
We need to see
civil.
that happen.
Well, let's stay away from it.
He got no conversations with a heathen ass, half Christian, half Israelite, atheist now, tomorrow be whatever, homosexual guy that's under the closet, in the closet.
So what if I was a homosexual? So let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question.
I have even no interest in discussing anything with you.
For real. Hey, for real. Let's get back to the. Come on. Yeah, let's do this some other time.
Yeah.
Now, let me say, folks, I have a lot of work to do, even tonight. Is there anything, and let me say, dwa to Daniel Heru. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to ask me? Not debating on topics.
I got one question. I
gotta ask this. Hold up, Q. I gotta ask him this. During the proceedings of you and I's debate.
Oh no.
Hold up.
That's
now
not
that
what
I
I'm
got
doing.
Daniel here. Was he a student of yours during the time that he was in the Lions Den? I think you had one of your plants up in here.
The reality is no, he was not. He took the class long
so
after.
you met him through the Lions Den.
Maybe on YouTube. I'm not exactly sure how I met him, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
But definitely he had not taken one of. And listen, he took a class. He took a class. I mean, I didn't give birth to the man. He took a class.
Where's my
He's an intelligent brother with a degree and a family and a working brother. You act like he carries my cloak or my sandals. He took a class. That's what he did. And what he's telling you is the class was good. I've known Jabari for years. We talk, and he's a person of good character. That's all he's saying. That should not be a surprise to you. You could disagree with me on the things that I believe in. By the way, that's in spirituality. That's not history. I'm a historian as well, right? We're not talking about that.
Oh, I had a good question for
You
you.
could disagree with me on those things and not have to say that I'm a fraud. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Right.
As many people as that are part of our conscious community here that mostly is located on YouTube that clearly have people saying he took this, he took that. Why won't he give this back? You ain't never heard nobody say that about me.
No, we just hear that about Garfield.
I mean, but then JJ, why would you allow someone to come on here several times and say it? I'm holding you accountable, JJ.
Well, I got one question for you, Jabari, before you get up out of here, because I know you're a busy
I got one
man.
for him before he go, Cuban.
And it's not debate questions. Not debate questions.
No, it's not. No, it's not. But listen,
no. I don't know.
Hold on, Q. Let me, because I've been waiting to ask you this. The Levitical priesthood. Are you saying the same as what Nepal Shaddai is saying? Can we get you on record to say that the Levitical priesthood had nothing to do with the priest of Amun in 1440 BC?
You are not getting me on the record on the
Come on, man.
I have no comment on it. None. I'm not here to go through.
That's what I call dishonest.
I'm not here. I just said I'm not here to go through debate topics.
That's not a debate
I'm
question.
saying you listen. This presentation is about me and what I do. I'm saying, do you have questions about me or what I do?
All right,
that's a question. I have a question.
Well, hold on.
I have
one more cue. Because it's hard to get Jabari in. So, if I took your class, would they teach me that the Kemetic priesthood influenced the Levitical priesthood?
It's not actually a topic that we discuss.
Okay.
It's not a topic we discuss.
Wow.
But you would learn some things about the priesthood. You would learn some things about the rulers. You'd learn some things about the nation and what occurred during the time that it was in existence. That's what you would learn. But we don't talk about Levitical priesthood is not one of the topics we talk about
because they're not tied together, right?
Well, no, because it's not part of the class. We don't talk extensively about anything having to do with the Hebrew people or their traditions, because the class 3 Millennia of Excellence, a history of ancient Kemet, is about ancient Kemet. It's not a debate, it's a class.
So okay, one last one, Jabari. So can you give me one scholar that teaches the Israelite Levitical priesthood was taking things from the Kemetic priesthood? Is there any scholar out there that you have heard of? That's all, and I'm gonna leave it alone.
I'm not talking about this topic. Nice try.
All right, good. All right.
Nice
So let me ask my
Nice
question
try.
so you can go ahead and go. Thank you so much, man, for gracing the platform. I definitely appreciate you for even giving light to that bum. So let me ask you this question in closing. I've sent this dude, Apostles of Quan, to the Duat multiple times. Why does this nigga keep coming back? how do I keep him in the Duat? How do I keep him there? Is there a spell? Is there anything that can be said?
It's a joke. It's
a joke. It's a joke, Apostle. He
it's
loves
a
it.
joke.
He loves it.
But I want to say this,
like you looking for your address right now.
That nigga said the do
I want to keep him in the Duat. Hey, thanks, Jabari. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
All right, Jabari. Hey, don't be no stranger now.
Oh, and you know what else he said? He said everything we do is online. That's so bizarre.
Like the other,
let me just say very quickly about the Shrine of Ma'at. The Shrine of Ma'at has a physical space. It happens to be on the lower, not the basement, the lower level of our home. That's what we did. We have a basement below that. It's not in the basement. I don't know why. He's never been here. I don't even know why he would make a comment about that. Why would he do that? So that is just ridiculous. And we would like to have a
question for you on the screen, Jabari.
Say again?
Indigenous black man. I don't know if you met or not, but he had a question for you.
Jabari, why
the
did you lie about the first
apples are continually saying
Congress in America?
Because they're trying to have a discussion, a debate. All I'm saying to them is this: if they want to be able to, if they want to debate about the history of the United States, first of all, they should know that they're fighting on my territory. Most people recognize that taking your army into someone else's territory is a difficult proposition. Only one of us, Indigenous black man, has a history degree. So I don't know what he's referring to.
That's him calling, Jabari. That's Indigenous calling.
Hey, hold on. Before y'all start, I want to say something about Panther people.
All right, you got a question for Jabari?
Get their channel straight. Cube should be charging for OBS Studios and how to get those effects. Because he helped me out when people looking at you.
All right, I'm gonna put the phone up there, bro. Just hold on.
No, just keep it on mute. We don't want to hear it. Just keep it on mute.
Let him build.
See if they can hear you.
I don't know who I'm a Manna is. I don't know who that is.
I am Manna, like the manna from the Bible.
All I can say is it's really sad that a queen would use that kind of language. And I just, you don't need to. Yeah, I'm not going to respond when you use that kind of language. I'm just not. Why should I? And Dasharab, there is a warm place under a bridge that is calling your name.
Damn.
Be gone.
Damn.
Be gone.
Damn.
So that's.
Hey, Jabari, you know, I'm like, when I go over to Sarnetta's, I'm not the how do they call it? They don't like me.
Can you hear better?
And like, you come on different platforms, gonna be a few people that may not like you.
Man, can you hear?
With a grain of salt.
I didn't hear what you said. There's lots of. Can you mute, Apostle? What did you ask?
No, I'm saying, like, when I go on Sarnetta, there's people that don't really like me sometimes, and they say stuff, and like when you come on another turf sometimes might be the same for you. Just take it with a grain of salt. That's all I'm saying.
I listen. Sonnetta's platform, you should know. Sonnetta talks to everybody. So when I'm on Sonnetta, the Abels are there. Hebrews are trying to get at me. I mean, that is just the way that it works, right?
That's how I go. All right. I just want you to know that. Yeah,
and people do that. I mean, that's the reality. Yeah. But some folks say ridiculous things. And they say things that are not respectful. I mean, I'm looking at I'm a manna. I don't even know what that is. Maybe
I am manna, like from the
Rachel talking. I would think it means I'm a man.
Because
food from heaven.
She always got to cut one in.
The language coming from her mouth, she sounds like a sailor.
Right,
so
manna means food from heaven.
That language is beneath you. It's beneath you to talk like that in public.
Well, maybe I can. Let
me also say, Ankan Ma'at to Sakina Ra. She is a full member of the Shrine of Ma'at, one of your mods. Full member.
She's an audience, yeah.
So yeah, okay. That's the deal.
So here go Indigenous real quick, and then I know you got to go, bro. Go ahead, Indigenous.
What's going on, everybody? I wanted to say to Jabari that the only problem that I had, brother, and you putting words in my mouth for one, so you're throwing sign slurs. You don't know me, you don't know shit about me, but you gonna call me Indigenous, like. That just means Native American. Like when I first created this name years ago, that's what y'all said back then. It shows your ignorance.
What?
Because what I'm doing is I'm honoring my African and Native American ancestors. Because Indigenous refers to both groups of the people who were first on the continent. Anyway,
don't respond to that, brother. This dude's an idiot. Don't respond to him.
Did you hear me say anything about the term Indigenous? I said nothing about Indigenous.
The Continental Congress.
Let him finish.
Congress was the first Congress. The first Congress in the United States. It wasn't after they did the Constitution. You don't know nothing about it. It's obvious you don't know nothing about the Confederacies, because the Confederacies were started by the Indigenous Americans, the Native Americans, which was taken from them by Ben Franklin and the 13 arrows thing too. When you put the arrows together, you'll have one arrow, it breaks, and then you put a lot of them together, and one man can break them. Ben Franklin stole that from Chief Constantino, okay? So the first confederacies were created by the Native Americans, and the first Congress was not after the Constitution was created. It was, anyway, like I said.
Yeah, thank God that they were.
Constantino, he was in 1744, when they was making treaties back then, Ben Franklin stole his stuff. I can show it to you, like I said, but I'm not on there, and I don't want to take up a lot of your time, but I just wanted to show you, like I said, the first Continental Congress in 1754, like the beginning of it, the talks around it, that's where it's, it started, the talks about creating a Congress, but they already had Congresses and governments and confederacies in the Native American tribes. And here's one of them right here, and this is my last point, all right?
Can I say very quickly, family? I know that you've looked in.
You can look that up for yourself.
I know you've heard me.
I appreciate you.
I know you've been hearing me speak on Sonnetta and on here. This brother is providing talking points to things that I had never said. I did not make fun of him saying he used the word Indigenous. I did not. I said nothing about Indigenous. I don't know why he went into that whole piece about it. I didn't say anything about him.
When you said Indigenous black man, you said, see, this is what these Native Americans or whatever term you use.
No. The thing is this, brother. The thing is this. I didn't say, brother, I thought you said he was going to be your last comment. Did he not say it was going to be his last comment?
You calling from the ground?
Apostle, you gotta stop. You gotta stop him. This is crazy. So this is the deal. This is the deal. If you want to talk to yourself, talk to yourself. I did not make fun of him. Okay, I'm gonna just leave because you don't have control of your platform. So let me say good night. I really hope that you a little better. You know, the reality is that he's talking about stuff I never talked about. And he just keeps talking. This is one of the problems I have with folks in the Aboriginal community. Because they just keep talking, and y'all don't have control.
Yeah, Apostle, let him respond. Let
it's Apostle doing that.
He said a lot, so let him respond at least, okay?
It's Apostle. Like we don't know that we saw when the phone said,
Just mute him real quick, Kareem. Mute him real quick till he's done.
Mute Apostle. Mute him. That's that simple. I had nothing. I said nothing about the fact that his name is an indigenous black man. I knew that he said ridiculous things when he was on Sonnetter. My comment has nothing to do about his name. It's about the things that he's been saying. I recognize your name, brother. There's nothing wrong with the term indigenous. Why do I have an issue with the term indigenous? So he goes on a whole rant about indigenous. By the way, he's trying to say that the first confederacies were Native American confederacies. Guess what? You are correct. I never even disagreed with you on that. I never disagreed with you on that. What I did is I told your partner, show me the word confederacy in a Native American language. Sometimes when you're talking to people and you just want them to be quiet, you send them on an errand. It's like telling a kid to go play a video game, and that's what happened. You have to do that with them sometimes because they just keep talking. They just don't stop talking. The first confederacies in the West were Native American confederacies. That's a fact. It wasn't you, African, but it is a fact that the Native Americans had the first confederacies in the United States. He said something about me saying that the Congress didn't happen before. The first Congress was in 1774, that the Continental Congress was established to attempt to create the United States. That's not what our conversation was about. So he's put together several things. None of those things prove that black people are Native Americans. None of them do. But they often will tell you things that don't make sense. It's raining outside, so I can prove that Jabari has salami in his refrigerator. Those two things don't fit. Just because it's raining don't mean I have anything in my refrigerator. They always do that. Now, listen, I already said I'm not here to debate. If you want to debate indigenous black man, well, I've debated lots of people. Come up with a topic that's interesting and we'll debate. You've seen me have these conversations, folks. I have no problem debating them.
Right. Hey, the only person he got a problem with debating is JJ 7000.
That's right, because I've had 3 discussions with JJ, and that means I don't want to debate him.
The truth will set you free. That's right. Go ahead, y'all.
Anyway, family, listen, it's almost 12 o'clock on the East Coast. Some of y'all not on the East Coast. Have an excellent evening. Have an excellent evening. Indigenous black man, if you want to get at me, you know you can how you can. I'm not here to debate you on any topic. I said in the beginning, I'm not here. I'm here to answer questions about the Shrine of Ma'at, about the Kemetic priesthood, about what I do. That's what I'm here to respond to. If you want to debate, I spent maybe 2 hours talking to Abos on Sonnetter yesterday. I'm just not doing that tonight. I'm not doing that tonight. So if you want to have a conversation, you can do that. And Apostle, for you to just let someone go on and on and on and on while you sit there holding your chin, brother, why would you do that? Why? Why would you do that? Yes, you the Apostle. Stop it. I'm talking about you.
Hey, the Apostle champ over here, man.
How's it?
Come on, man.
Jabari, I got a question.
Jack Johnson in the line.
The brother called in, and he always called in and asked me to use the phone to allow him to speak.
So
if JJ allows it,
Apostle, can I say this to you?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I'm going in front of a building. It has all these columns, and you're going to see people at turnstiles. Just drive the car. That's it. You just drive the car. I'll go in there, I'll come out, and you drive me away. You're not going to get in trouble. Come on, brother. Stop it. If he is causing chaos and you are the conduit, guess what? Guess what?
He said he wanted to ask you a question.
Stop, brother.
If JJ allows it,
had a question.
If JJ allows it, that's not up to me.
Is there
I
someone
got
else?
nothing to do with it. I'm
Yeah, I
just
got a
an
question.
avenue.
I got a question. I got
a question. Hold on. I've been waiting on that, man.
Go ahead, Jay the Great.
Jabari, to be a priest, is it called for to know how to speak the metanoia?
Mute your mic, Apostle.
To actually be a priest in the Kemetic tradition, in our shrine, you do take classes in the metanoia. Yes, you do.
Okay.
But I want you to hear that I do not believe that in order to be a priest, you must be an expert in the metanoia. I do not believe that, and that's a standard that. Just think about this. Are you saying that every rabbi should be able to speak Hebrew? Do you think
I think so.
Do you think that? Well, if you think that, then that means that maybe 80% of the rabbis in the world should just leave the stage. I can show you the articles that say that there's a problem because rabbis and members can't really speak Hebrew. Anyway, don't make me pull up articles. That's not. We're not.
No, that's just not. That's my opinion. I'm not saying that that is correct or not.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that that's a talking point that doesn't make sense. The reality is that all of our spiritual texts, our ancient, the old stuff has been translated. None of us are truly proficient in those languages. None, zero. But then when it comes to Kemet, y'all like, well, if you can't speak the Kemetic language, that's because one person said Jabari can't speak the Kemetic language. And I have said constantly, I am not the expert, but I do read and speak the Kemetic language.
No, I'm not judging you by that. That was just my question.
The expert in my shrine is my wife. She's the one that has more experience in that area. She has a degree in linguistics. She studied it on the university level. So that's just the reality. Are there other questions before I leave?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one more question. JJ, are you making burritos for all of us or just you?
I got a couple questions.
Yeah, go ahead, Google Scholar.
All right, peace. My question is more of a history question because I don't get involved in the religious aspects too much. But I want to ask you a question in history, seeing that I understand that you're a trained historian, right? Am I correct in my statement that you're a trained historian?
You are correct, but you should recognize that obviously world history is a very large topic. So if you're going to ask me a question outside of the areas that I'm familiar with, that I'll let you know that as well. But go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So there's one question and a follow up because I'm aware that you reject the idea of a historical Jesus, right? So my question is, do you do that by the accepted methodology of history that is used by the consensus of scholars, or do you sort of do it by your own methodology, or even a methodology that's not popular, or just your own? That's my first question.
Okay, now this is a debate question, but I'm going to give a very brief answer. I want you to know that this is a Garfield Reed talking point. Everyone recognizes it. But I want you to know very clearly, as a historian, if all historians got in a room, we wouldn't agree on what is historical methodology. That's his talking point. There is no one historical methodology. There are ways that historians go about things, but depending on the area that you're in and the expertise you're in, the mechanisms and the benchmarks by which you are measured for doing it change. They're different, right? So that there is no like one methodology. That's the reason why, even though they say you have to use a methodology, they never show you what the methodology is.
It just sounds cool, Jabari.
It's a talking point. Yes, it's a talking point.
That's all it is.
Okay.
And so you should recognize that when you're talking about the historicity of Jesus, and I'm not getting into a large debate about it here. When you're talking about the historicity of Jesus, I would always ask, are you having a historical debate or are you having a faith-based debate? Because these are things that are different. And unfortunately, one has clouded the other. So I have my positions on the issue. You've all heard it very clearly. You've all heard it very clearly. And I truly believe that if people were willing to actually describe something that might get them into trouble, you would see more historians actually acknowledge that there are lots of problems, issues with the historicity of Jesus issue. You would see more. But it's when you do that, you're in trouble.
Yeah,
no,
you're in trouble.
So
I'm telling you, in academia, if you say that you don't believe that Jesus is a historical character, it can be very problematic.
Right.
Let's be clear. I get death threats every week. Every week. Why would anyone want to put themselves in that situation? So that's the situation.
It's not the death threats. It's the reality. It's historicity.
You have
has a lot of evidence.
By the way, all of us in the community stop saying historicity. It's historicity. Stop saying
tomato, potato.
No, it's not tomato. The word is.
I want to follow up if I could.
It's historicity. When you say historicity, what you do is you denigrate yourselves in terms of your scholarship around the question.
Okay, how you say it again, man? Tell me how to say it one more time.
Historicity, not
the historicity of Jesus is undeniable. There you go. I got it.
You crack me up.
Okay, yeah. So I want to ask a follow-up question, but I want to clear the air on the first question I asked. I didn't ask if there's only one methodology. I asked if there's a specific methodology you use. So that was a clarifying question to figure out. Now, my follow-up question in regard to that is, if you compare the methodology you used to come to the conclusion on Jesus, if you apply that to a figure in history, I want to say Norma. If you apply that to Norma, would Norma come out as an historical person using that same methodology?
Well, let me just say, you said, do you use the agreed methodology or do you just make up one on your own? That's what you said.
No, I said the standard, or is there one that you use?
Standard. That means that there's one. Brother, stop. I listened to you carefully.
No, standard don't mean there's one, Jabari. Let's not go down there.
People play back the video on you. You said, do you use the standard methodology? If you say the term the standard methodology, that implies that there is one. That's what you said. You just said it. Folks, if you heard him say that he asked me about the standard methodology, could you please type 1 in the chat? This is not about whether you agree with my position or not.
Jabari,
I
gave you 3 options. I gave you 3 options. Why did you stick to only one?
You gave me 3 options with regard to what?
I asked you, do you use the standard methodology? Do you have your own methodology? Or is there another one that you use that I'm not aware of? That was my question.
You said, do you just make it up? Now you're changing your terms. Brother, listen, I answered the
question. Do you use your own, or is there one that you use that I'm not aware of?
I'm not going back on methodology, but let me say this to you. If you're going to actually analyze, look at the information that's available for individuals in order to attempt to come to a better understanding as to whether you're talking about a historical figure or someone who is legendary or perhaps completely mythological, Narmer would certainly fall into the range of someone who we actually can say is a historical character. Yes, he would. And I could describe that I'm not going to describe it now. It would take a while, but I can talk to you about all of the artifacts, the tomb. We could talk to you about the fact that we see him on King's List. We could talk about the fact on multiple King's Lists. We could talk about the fact that we have descriptions of his tombs for some of his relatives. These are all things that allow us to have a better understanding of, and there are also devices that describe Namr that are contemporaneous to his life, right? The items that we have, the artifacts we have, are contemporaneous to his life. That is different than the standard that we use for Jesus. Now,
I know that you heard me say that I'm not here to debate. I'm here to describe or to discuss anything that has to do with the institution I run, with the modern Kemetic priesthood, or with anything regarding me. So I've entertained your comments a little bit, but I want you to know that's not what I'm here for.
No,
okay?
I get it.
If you'd like to do more on it, we could do that someplace else. I'm not
right here.
I'm just saying that. Listen to me. I'm just saying this is not the time to do it.
Yeah,
Okay?
no, that's fine. It was question. So if I ask a question and you're not comfortable answering, just say I do not wish to answer that question. That's fine.
You didn't ask a question I'm not comfortable answering. You asked a question that this is not the right time for me to answer it.
I even say I don't want to answer that question right now. That's good.
Well,
but,
I'm telling you that I gave you a little bit of time on the issue around my ideas, but I'm not gonna do extensive.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay.
I want to
and if you want to talk about it more, Google Scholar, we can. It's just not now, is what I'm saying. I don't have
someone for y'all to have a discussion over here.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to say though, like I've been listening to you for a while, and I want to say your treatment of, I don't know the name, but it was a sister. I watched it on Sonetta. She was a Habo sister. I want to go on record and say, of all the time that I've listened to you, I feel like that, along with the Dane Calloway thing, I think that was the best work I ever seen you did since I've been watching you over the years. So I want to give you some props for that.
I appreciate that. I don't know if I'd agree it's my best work, but I appreciate that you thought it was good. I do.
No, it was excellent.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We're trying to actually listen. I've been trying to get to debate one of the I wouldn't even say top scholars, one of the most noted adherents to the Aboriginal theory.
Who, Top Cat?
Top Cat is I've debated Top Cat. That was not. It didn't go.
Top Cat. He's funny.
Dane Calloway he just doesn't respond. He's just, he does things he doesn't have to debate.
That's because he's making all that money now.
He knows.
We beneath him.
And folks, and in court over it. If you heard, I wasn't even aware of it. Reggie was the one that described it on Sonetta the other day, that he's being sued for him taking someone's picture and describing her not in a manner that actually describes her. He took a picture of a sister and said, "This is an Aboriginal. This is blah 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 blah." The sister is suing him now, so he's in court. I don't know if you know that. He's gonna lose that case. He's gonna lose it. So that's the challenge with some of the things that some people do. And I want y'all to remember, I know that we do whatever we want on YouTube. This YouTube is still under the laws of the United States, right? Some of y'all need to be a little cautious, right? That's why I was saying to you, JJ, listen, I had to argue with people who said, if he's allowing people to slander us, take the channel down. I had to argue with them. I said, we're not going to do that.
Let me talk to your students real quick.
Yeah,
the words expressed by some of the people who come on the channel, not the words expressed by JJ 7000.
It would be interesting if you had a disclaimer. You did not have
that. Say that. I always say that.
Always say
you didn't have it on. You didn't listen. I listened to the video. And if you say that and you go, "Wow, he's a hip hop hotep hustler," wow, then you are making the impression.
I gotta hype up all of y'all. I do that to everybody.
If you do that, then you are then actually denigrating your disclaimer. Don't you see that?
All right, brother. I get it.
Don't you see that?
I get it. So
you had someone call me a fraud because he gave Sonetta $9.99 and Sonetta didn't put his comment up.
Because you
and no one
are Sonetta TV. You know that, right?
The only one that said, "Wait, what?" The rest of y'all was like, "Oh, really? Word?"
See, look what Blizzak said. Look what Blizzak said in the audience. I'm a great hype man. I hype everybody up to come on here. I don't be agreeing with none of half this shit. I just
something that you said actually blew my mind when I just came on. You said that you actually get death threats.
I get death threats every week.
Hell, I get death threats.
I just can't. Can't wrap my head around that.
Yeah,
they're probably all from Khonsu. They're all from Khonsu Rebel.
No, they long predate Consul. I'm telling you, I get them, and some of them are specific. I used to just laugh at them until I started talking to my wife about them, and she said she was really disturbed by them.
Why do you think I'm armed right now? Because I get death threats.
I get death threats all the time. But you have to. First of all,
reach right down here and just pull it out right here.
I'm in New York. That's not something that I can easily do, right? It's New York.
Yeah. No, where I live, I can carry.
Right.
Yeah, he down south.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody
So,
carry down
I mean,
south.
why you think my wife is protected? She know how to shoot too. I'm not playing around with nobody.
Yeah. But I'm saying to you, what I'm trying to say is this YouTube stuff, y'all got to stop thinking it's just YouTube stuff.
Right.
You really do.
Because, you know, go ahead.
And if people are confused about it, ask Tasha K.
Right.
Ask Tasha K.
Hey, did you get that same advice?
He ain't worried about it.
Hold up.
Not worried about what?
Hold up. Let me say this. Y'all cut me off. Did you get that same advice to Sonetta?
No, we ain't worried about them threats that you're doing either. So let that be known.
What threats?
The threats Tasha K suing all that. I don't care about none of that.
Okay, yeah, but you don't care about it. But JJ's the one that owns the channel. So
I don't care about none of that. Like I said,
you shared your.
I don't give a fuck about none of that. Carry on.
You shared your.
Don't be keep. He made any threats. Carry on, because it ain't that serious.
Right.
You crying over somebody making a comment like it ain't even that serious, and then you're gonna push out threats, talking about people suing and all that.
That's wonderful.
I don't care about none of that.
All I can say to you is,
I don't care about none of that.
JJ, when you have women on your platform speak like this, they are denograting themselves. And
speak like.
And it's really
Speak like what? Speak like what? Wow. I'm telling you, I don't care about none of that, and I don't care about what you're talking about.
It's really a shame.
Speak like what? Nobody got to kiss your ass. It ain't even that serious. But you making personal. You keep making personal threats like people care. Like I don't give a fuck.
Personal threats. I have not made any personal threats.
I don't care about Tasha K. I don't care about Sonetta. I don't give a damn about you. I don't care about your crew. I don't care about none of that.
Thank you. And you know what? Maybe I might care about you if I even know who you were.
But I don't care about none of that.
I know who you are. In fact, no one knows who you are. So
don't matter. It don't matter.
Go back to where you
belong. Don't matter who knows what.
You can't be dissing.
Go back.
I don't care about none of that. You go back to where you were.
This show, man.
Bottom line, get your Jabari's ass out of here.
Out of here. I don't give a fuck about none of them personal threats. I don't have to kiss your ass. You just crying too much. Fuck are you? You crying about what another nigga said. You didn't come over here on that day because you felt like it wasn't worth it. But now you over here making personal threats and keep whining about it. Don't kiss your ass. Give a fuck about Tasha K, whoever, all of them, your lawyer. You done said it about 4 times. This the 5th time. Nobody cares about none of that. Got me fucked up.
On that same show that night, I was challenged about my apostleship and even offered to debate, asking me to debate it. Like I'm going to do something like that.
No, he had the opportunity to come on here and discuss it, but he said he didn't want to do it, but he whining and crying, oh, you let this dude do this, you let all this, and then throwing out personal threats. This is a platform. People do a lot of things. We're not going to sit there and get on people and monitor it. We give a voice.
Right.
You didn't want to come on here and speak on it. We ain't here to be sitting there question about what somebody talking about. You have the rights to come on here and defend yourself, which you didn't because you was complaining and crying then, which we changed the title. We did hella shit for your ass to get up on here. Now you coming over here whining and making personal threats. Nobody care about none of that. You better ask Shanetta. We don't give a fuck about no motherfucker taking up no platform. Like you act like it's that serious.
get in their feelings.
Whining and crying about what somebody said. Oh, he said this. If that's not you, why you tripping? If you're not a hotep hustler and none of that type of shit, which words shouldn't even hurt you that much, but you want to check another nigga behind what somebody else did because he allowed a person to have a platform to speak, just like Shanetta. You brush that off. Oh, that's Shanetta platform. Well, this is his platform. Fuck out of here with that crying shit.
Bro, I know everything about an apostle.
Here, nothing
Not
like
only
the
what it means in the Greek, I know what it means in the
not like
Hebrew.
the women you got in the comment section, because it ain't like they just being squeaky clean and ain't being rude and disrespectful. Like, you ain't got no rights to even talk about no women. You don't know these women. Just because you read a comment, you gonna sit there and say, all this about this lady. You don't know her. You don't know me. And I said what I said. We don't take personal threats over here. We don't care about none of that. We don't kiss ass. We don't do none of that. You either gonna come up in here and defend your argument or leave. We don't care about nobody crying or wanting some favoritism. And frankly, you kept saying you only here for him. You only here for him. You're not here for that, and you really ain't trying to make no debates or discussions over here. You just answering questions, but you want to sit there and make personal threats all through that. Nobody care about your lawyers, your friends, your complaints, none of that shit. We allowed you to speak. We allowed you to say what you have to say, but then you want to over here and throw shots at JJ the whole time. I don't give a damn about none of that. None of it.
Yeah, Criminal. I don't be. I deal with so many people. I know how
I sit back and I listen and
I know.
And I see this over and over. Just kept making personal threats and just whining and crying and all this other type of stuff. But look who you talking to. You talking to somebody you don't even respect. You got other niggas talking shit about this nigga, but you want to cry and whine about what somebody else doing to you. Like, suck that shit up. He shouldn't affect you like that. Not him. Somebody you call dumb, beneath you and all this other stuff. He shouldn't affect you like that. But obviously he did, because you come over here, defend yourself, and then you want to whine and cry about the past. That's the past. Defend yourself right now. You want to talk shit and threaten and all this type of stuff. This is just a platform. Oh, we gonna get sued. Oh, we don't care. I don't care about none of that. You talking to the wrong person, but JJ might care. I don't care about none of that. You forget he ain't the only one. He got a team that'll ride with him for real.
Yeah.
Well, JJ, I guess we finna end on that right there.
Yeah. Yeah. But
people got to.
I didn't really. Let me say something. When people say stuff, I don't be taking it like that. I don't, because people say stuff all the time, and I be dealing with so many people. I'm numb to a lot of stuff now, so it don't really bother me. So, I mean, it was a great.
I understand that, but it bothers me. You're not about to sit there. How hard I'm working over here and keep throwing shots. I will destroy you. Like, stop it.
I know, but yeah. So, hope everybody enjoyed the build. We're gonna go ahead and end this tonight. And thank you, Daniel Rue. Thank you, Apostle. Everybody in the building. That's 104 or 5 y'all in the building. Please hit the like, share, subscribe. I thank everybody for coming on. Peace and blessings. Creamy, let's take us out with Neil Love. Yeah.
Home shalom.
Peace out, everybody.
Shalom.
I want you and that young man to tie that knot. I'm going to pray for you. And I want you to hold on to God's unchanging hand, because He helped Joshua fight the battle of Jericho. Yeah.
It's the old
He helped Daniel get out the lion's den. He helped get off the island.
Let me get straight to the business. Yeah. Got them lions in the building. Yeah. Why you lying to the children? Yeah. Why you lying to the children? Yeah. RIGHTEOUS. Man, you know I've been to bed. Man, they know contest. Yahuwah, he do the bed. We will not see you tomorrow. Cause you cannot go to Thora. All the sons and all the daughters. Standing hard with big manotas. But my son, he made me Taurus. On that line, I'm still a Taurus. Karate kicking Chuck Norris, 4-5 on my waist. If he started, will not hesitate to get retarded. Oh lordy, he ain't got a PowerPoint, he forest. He's running to the hills like a Philistine. G-Hawk hitting Hamites with the guillotine. Situation turned up with the Ratchet team. JJ 7000 to the bait league. Yeah, I know them haters gon' hate me, but he won't debate me. Pistol off safety. He respond, come wake me. If I don't get up, nigga shake me. If he don't show up, then he fake G. I touch down and make these nigga nuts hate me. Dear brother. Ballin' and crawling all the way from H-Time. Let me get straight to the business. Man, them lions in the building. Why you lying to them children? Why you lying to them children? You gon' cry, you gon' get it. Me, I'm like a frog, nigga, ribbit. Of course, it's in the spirit. I just got the Porsche, she can steer it. Mito got the raw, Shaq and Willie. Lamborghini doors, you better not spill it. Mama's high, say I'm more than just a villain. Mama's cry, I'm dope and wide for her children. Suicide, immortalized as the realest, yeah. Death by kind, black suicide. Let me get straight to the business. Got them lions in the building. Why you lying to them children? Yeah. Why you lying to them children? Yeah. RIGHTEOUS.